The W at this junction in time.
Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
What the fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like, he wasn't a bad guy as far as
Who
we
said
know.
he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it. You fucking smashed me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Oh, baby. It's a good day to be alive, Sean.
Well, is this on?
Is this thing on? Yeah, you're on.
Okay, there I am.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can hear it. All right.
You're Gucci, baby.
At first, I was like, "What? Turn my own headphones up."
Yo, I can't hear the snare. I can't hear the snare. Turn my headphones up. That great Dave Chappelle classic single. I can't hear my snare. Turn my headphones up. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. Thank you all for joining us on this absolutely gorgeously, beautifully rainy Tuesday evening.
Fucking dog
here
shit.
in Southeast New England. Listen, I hate to be that guy, but we fucking needed it, okay?
No, I was sweating my balls off on July 4th.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, we have had very little to no precipitation this year so far. And I don't want to end up in the middle of summer with a water ban and then the city coming down on me and being like, you can't water your grass. I'm like, fuck you, man. My grass is my baby. I'm going to water the shit out of that. I'd water my grass before I drink my own water. So piss off. But nonetheless, we needed it. It's good. It's good for everything. It's happy. My lawn is happy. My plants are happy. But yes, I am that fucking guy now.
I almost
apparently
died driving here.
You did. Yeah, it was a little touch and go there driving today, but you know, if you managed to get around the city, you were fine. Everything was fine. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. Thank you all for joining us. 774-992-8702. We are live with you right here tonight on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. It's good to be back, Sean. This is probably going to be our last show until training camp kicks off in August.
That's 18. No, it's 18 days weight training camp.
It'll probably be our last show till August.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You're like, fuck off. 3 weeks. We'll take a 3-week break.
No, because I've got more surgery coming up. So I've got my schedule's going to be a little fucky here going through July. So our break might be slightly longer than it normally is.
All right.
Because I still haven't got my little I got my strong hand. And I'm like oh, my germs. So I got to get this fixed still, which I thought I was getting fixed last week, but it didn't get fixed last week. And now it's annoying the shit out of me even more because now I have to wait longer to get everything fixed. So anyway, our schedule's going to be a little bit touch and go. It's going to be tough for me to get Tuesdays here. But then again, I don't know. Maybe we do one July 21st. Not next week, not but the week. It'd be the week after because I have my surgery on the 20th.
No, because I'm not here that week.
I thought you weren't here next week.
No, the next week I can do, but the week after I
Oh,
cannot
okay.
do.
All right, perfect. That's the week I have surgery, so I'll be in recovery mode anyway. It won't matter. But then the following week, I should be available. We'll see. But everything's a little bit, like I said, everything's very touch and go right now. But anyhow. Pay attention to Row One Seat One on Facebook, on our Facebook page. We'll keep you guys updated as to when we are coming back from our summer break, which is, like I said, maybe a little bit longer than planned than usual this year, but that's okay. Because I'll tell you what, Sean, I had a great 4th of July weekend. One of the best I can remember in recent memory.
It was a nice weekend. Great weather.
The weather was phenomenal.
Muggy.
Everyone's bitching about the heat. And I'm like,
it was just muggy. It was the humidity.
Fuck you. It was awesome. I don't want to hear, it was muggy. It was too hot. I don't like sweating. Do you like shoveling 41 inches of snow?
Yes.
Because we were doing that not long ago, and y'all were bitching about that too. So I don't want to hear it. I love it. I fucking couldn't get enough of the heat. I will say this, though, to all of my friends that own pools. Not a single one of you motherfuckers invited me to a 4th of July cookout at any point this weekend.
Like,
Not that I was probably going to go anyway, and you might have already known that. But still, rude.
They're like, no.
They're like, no, fuck this asshole. We don't want this guy anywhere near our parties. He's going to eat all our fucking glizzies.
Jesus.
I might have done did it. But we've got a lot of sports talk to get into, Sean. We have some very important topics to get into tonight. We have, obviously...
The World Cup is done.
Thank Christ. We'll touch on the World Cup real quick. Then we're going to get into Jaylen Brown. Then we're going to get into Bill Belichick. And we might even touch on a little bit of WNBA to wrap the show up. Because that's our big four for tonight. We're going to try to stick to that as best we can. We'll talk a little bit of NASCAR. We'll do a little bit of that. We'll do a little bit of formula, a little bit of a little bit of racing talk as we always sprinkle it in here throughout the show. 774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call and get your thoughts in. Phones are open and working, so if you want to give us a buzz, give us a buzz. Buzz, 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 buzz. We had the 200. So we celebrated America's 250th birthday this weekend.
Wasn't it actually on the 3rd? On the 2nd, the actual 250th.
So I believe the Armada was moving down the Potomac to Washington to sign or to negotiate when they declared on the 3rd or something like that. And then on the 4th was when the British actually recognized that we declared our independence, if I'm not mistaken. Something along those lines. I forget. The details are a little bit fuzzy. I haven't looked back on my Revolutionary War history in quite some time to get all the exact times and dates and the sequence of events right in my head. But I think it was something like that. Yeah, I think like this. Well, because wasn't the second the day that was it John Adams or Sam Adams or
it was a trivia question. It was like, what was the actual date of the United
I want to say it was the 2nd. Something about the 2nd was when Massachusetts was like the first one to be like, fuck you. I could be wrong.
It's July 3rd.
Was it July? Okay.
Yeah, the day before. And then it was recognized the following day, July 4th.
By the Brits, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go.
Like, go ahead and have your fun.
Yeah. Go ahead. Have your country. We'll be back.
We'll see how long it lasts.
We'll be back in 1812 to try to conquer you again. Oh, couldn't fucking do that shit. Burned down the White House. Couldn't beat us, though. I mean, look at England now. They're fucking overrun by Muslims and fucking rape gangs and shit. And, it's like no wonder why these clowns couldn't beat a bunch of juckets in the woods. Look at them. Fucking douchebags.
Oh, no, it's George. They bumped the the Shane Gillis shit gets me every time.
So many good bits. Nate Bargatze had some good ones, obviously. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. We'll talk. But the 250th celebration was awesome. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I wish I had gotten to go to Washington, D.C. to see the fireworks show because that looked like it was absolutely fucking, no pun intended, lit. Granted, I think there are two types of people that we had in this country on Saturday. You had people celebrating America's 250th anniversary and libs. They were not celebrating.
And we also had...
They were not happy.
Congrats to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Oh, did they actually get married? On
the biggest news... I don't know if my wife told you.
No.
Because they got married on July 3rd at Madison Square Garden, which is fucking weird to me.
Rude.
And they
getting married on a holiday weekend is fucking rude.
And they shut down like all of New York City to do it too.
No,
and,
I'm not even married. I'm not worried about that part. The 4th of July weekend is I already have planned. I have shit to do on the 4th of July.
Well, yeah.
I don't need your wedding to go to. That's like getting married on Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. Dude, I already have the time off. Give me an excuse to take another day off.
Dude, I saw every celebrity.
And also, dude, fuck you. I have cookouts to go to and friends that I want to see. I don't want to be at a wedding on a holiday weekend. That's fucking rude.
Too late. I saw every celebrity under the sun invited to that wedding. And all I spent all night that night was just telling my wife,
what celebrities were there?
No. I was like breaking news, and I just made shit up, and I was just purposely integrating in fake
news.
Is this
so close to me right now?
Fake news with real news, so she didn't know what was real and what was fake, because she cares. So
she cares.
She does. So I was breaking news, and this was actually true. And I found out in real time, Adam Sandler is the officiant, and she's like, "Is this real or are you just making shit up?" And I'm like, "Pershon." And I mean, that's all I put. And then I would put please credit at the end of it and text her, and she'd just get more and more pissed. And then I would put
she's like, fuck you.
No, I put beers at Madison Square Garden are $18. I was like, Pershon.
Which, I mean, that part.
And she's like, they wouldn't. She goes, do you think that they would actually have people pay at a wedding? And I put yes, Pershon.
Mr. or Mrs. Diaz in the chat. I don't know. I don't know what you are, but no, this is not that show. We could talk about the crimes against humanity that were carried out when, when it comes to what Belgium did to the U.S. men's team, or I guess what happened to Kimi Antonelli's car in Silverstone, but. No, we are not going to be talking about the crimes that are happening lately, or did anything happen today. That's not this show. Sorry.
It rained.
It rained. Yes,
it's raining sideways.
The only crime that was committed today was that the paintball shop that I went to fix my gun was closed. God damn it.
This is also a Taylor Swift show.
Yeah. No, we are a sports show, sweetheart or buddy. I can't tell. But either way, yes, no, we're not that show. If you want the weekly New Bedford updates, you can tune into one of the other fabulous broadcasts on New Bedford The Guide, Fall River Reporter, etc., etc. They all have excellent people who do excellent work, especially reporting around the city. Journalism is not dead. It is just being buried, but we are doing our best to uncover it here at New Bedford Guide. Not us personally, but my colleagues, I guess you could say, that work for New Bedford Guide and its affiliates. They do an excellent job covering all things happening in the city. I will say, I'm not even gonna. I'm not going to turn this into a political show. We're not going to do that. I just said we're not going to do that. We're not going to do it. I'm just saying, if you don't vote for Brian Shortsleeve, fuck you. But anyway, neither here nor there. That's my endorsement.
All I've heard about. This is a sports show. All I've heard about. You want to know about some of the crimes that have happened lately? I've heard from many Europeans, some of the most beautiful Europeans, said that this country is the best country they've ever visited in their life.
I mean, I'm not surprised at all. And I think we talked about this the last.
Massively
I think we talked
misrepresented.
about this in the last show.
Oh yeah, the Asian dude that's trying all the food, and he's gonna
Like-
probably leave with diabetes.
Yeah, like I love how like all these Europeans come over here and they're like, "Holy shit, we owe America an apology. You guys are fucking awesome."
This is a gas station.
Yeah, and we're like, dude, do you guys think we've been telling you this is the greatest country on earth for the last 150 years just for our fucking health? Like, aside from the fact that we saved the world twice in 2 world wars, and all that, you know, like we've also created the greatest fucking country that the free world has ever seen.
Oh, what about? Do you see the 5 Brits go to Walmart, like the Super Walmart?
No.
There's 5 Brits go to Super Walmart, and they go to the deli section, right? And they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And it's all open, obviously. And the guy picks up one of those like large pre-frozen, pre-cooked pizzas, and he goes, "It's 4 pounds." He picks it up, and he's like, "It's $12." And he's like, I could eat for a week. And he's like,
dude, some of the stuff I love it. They get it like, I could feed my whole village with this. Like,
yes.
or they get like a, you know, they get like a big gulp and they're like, I could drink this for a week. And it's like, yeah,
Oh my
like,
God.
we are a little gluttonous, you know, we're not saying that we don't love we're not a little excessive, you know.
The Germany guy at Gillette Stadium, he went to like one of the restaurants at Gillette Stadium, and they interviewed him, and he's like, they're like the best.
Are you talking about the guy that went like viral on Twitter? That was traveling all over the country. That guy,
Maybe he said his
Hans
favorite.
or Frankie or something
But
like
he said
that.
his favorite thing was the free refills of soda.
Yeah, that shit's hilarious.
And he said I had 12 free refills, and he goes, I don't know why everybody just doesn't get free refills. And people are like, oh, probably the diabetes.
Well, when you find out how much sugar you just consumed, you know, 2 is about my limit. I might hit, like, when I go to like a movie, I might hit the free refill thing once.
He said 12.
Like
in a
I fill
restaurant.
my initial soda, I sip it, I pour my Captain 100 into it, and then I might go back for a little bit more soda just to, you know, finish out the movie. But
This man didn't read one label while in America. He's like, technically I'm on vacation, so none of this counts.
this is true.
He had 12 soda refills at one restaurant.
No, that's true. That's fair. And that's, you know what, that's totally fair. When I go on vacation, I don't count shit either. So, but nonetheless, let's dive into the World Cup a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not going to spend much time on it because, again, this is not a soccer show. We don't fucking care. All I'm going to say is
Well, let's be real. None of us watch soccer on this show.
that's what I just said. We're not a soccer show at all.
Well, yeah.
Like,
But we are going to cover the World Cup because it was big news.
We're
Especially,
gonna-
it's been fun being in America.
we're going to cover the World Cup.
We've been great hosts.
We have, because the only reason why I'm even remotely interested in the World Cup is because it's taking place in our country this year. Other than that, I think I watched, I don't know, the first half of the Portugal game yesterday, and that's it. And the only reason why I watched it was because I wanted to go out yesterday, and I wanted to be somewhere where there was a big crowd of people watching it at a bar, where I could sit down, have a drink, maybe a fucking snack, you know, an appetizer or two, play some Keno, and be in the atmosphere of, you know, like a major sporting event, because it's not often, Sean, as you and everybody who listens to the show on the regular know, that I get to go to a local establishment and root for the same team as everybody else.
That's probably
Happens
never
very
happened.
infrequently. It hasn't happened since 2013, I'll put it that way. So
Maybe
the
not even
last
then.
time I rooted for a team with everybody else in the building was the 2013 Red Sox. And I'll even put it this way, even at that point I was half-hearted. But David Ortiz was still there, so I was still pulling for him. And then before that was the 2011 Bruins, and other than that was the Red Sox, you know, 7-4, and so on. I wanted to just go and just be, like, I wanted vibes. I wanted to feel the vibes. I wanted to be like, you know, again, it's just fun to be in that habitat where everyone is pulling in the same direction and everyone's happy and you know, there's some intensity to it, maybe a little bit. But then you realize soccer is the least intense sport of maybe any sport ever. And then you realize it's the most boring sport of any sport ever. And I'm like, this game sucks. I'm sorry. Again, soccer fans, I gave it an honest whirl. I think that I gave it an honest try, I want to say like 10, 15 years ago, whenever was it like 06 maybe, 2010. I think I gave it an honest try. And I was like, you know what? Let me just watch and see. I can't fucking do it, dude.
No, I can't do it either.
I'm sorry. I don't understand how anybody who watches soccer gets any enjoyment out of it. I really don't. It has got to be the worst fucking sport on the planet. It sucks. Nothing happens. And then some guy kicks a ball the size of my head into a 2-car garage and everybody loses their fucking minds. Like, I just don't get it, dude. I watched one guy get like grazed by like a knee or an elbow or something.
Yeah.
And he's down on the ground holding his head like fucking Caparzo in Saving Private Ryan, flopping around, like Vin Diesel, and he's like, oh, and he's like, I swear to God, like I'm waiting for him to like pull a letter out of his vest, out of his jersey, and be like, send this to my dad. It's got blood on it, so you're gonna have to recopy it. And I'm like, what is wrong with this fucking guy? Get up, dude. And then they come out, and Sean, they fucking take an ace bandage and they start wrapping his head up while they're like squirting water in his mouth and spraying his ankles with the magic spray, whatever the fuck that is. Like, what is that? Like aerosol icy hot? Like it's
I forgot what that spray
it's
is.
fucking nothing is what it is. But they literally wrap his fucking head like a Hindu. And then he bounces up and he's like, all right. Does like one of these, like, ugh. Cracks his neck and he's off and running. I'm like,
Yep.
What the fuck? Like you didn't even get. I took harder hits.
Fuck.
I took harder hits from my fucking dog playing fetch when I was 7 than this guy took in this game. And they're literally out there wrapping his head up in a bandage like he just got fucking hit. Like I swear to God, somebody's yelling, medic, medic. Like, dude, they act like they're on the like. Dude, it's so irritating.
I mean, it must.
I totally see it's permeated the NBA.
I was actually going to say the same analogy. I say soccer fans might watch NBA today and be like, "You guys do the same thing."
Oh no! Oh, I'm not letting the NBA off the hook. I'll get to that later. Like, I swear to God, this is where because it started with fucking Manu Ginobili, Argentinian, right? Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lionel Messi.
Yeah. So comes over, he starts flopping like a little bitch all the time. Everybody like mocks him for doing it. Now it's become part of the game to the point where it's a fucking art form. It's like a skill you have to develop in order to be good.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about it, a couple of shows ago. SGA, every time he goes up for a shot, it's like the bones evaporate from his legs and they turn into jello, and he just goes to the floor and he's like, I was fouled. I don't know what happened. I was hit off balance. I fell to the ground. I must have been fouled because I fell. It's like, you're a fucking bitch. You're a straight up beta fucking bitch.
It
like
sucks.
You don't even have a cuck chair in your hotel room. You got like the advanced cuck chair. Like, that's how much of a bitch you are. And I can't stand it. And like but it starts with soccer. Like, it all came from soccer. NBA players looked at these Europeans coming over, these Europeans that got good at basketball because they weren't good at soccer, obviously.
Yep.
Got good at basketball. They come over and they bring their European shitty-ass flopping ways to the NBA, and they've ruined the NBA. And again, it might not be fair, but I blame Manu Ginobili. He's like patient zero for the flopping epidemic in the NBA.
Wow. Of the 12 monkeys, he's patient zero.
He's patient zero. And then, but you watch soccer and it's like, dude, these guys and they're insufferable. Like, bro, you just got run into by a 135-pound man. How are you dying?
He was running at
even if you
miles
two
an hour.
like run into each other at full speed, it's just gonna be like bink. Like, there ain't no thud, there ain't no like, no one's losing their breath after that.
They're going to tumble.
Yeah, it's like two midgets running into each other, and you're like, that's amusing. But then they sit there and they act like they got fucking killed, and I'm like, this is it's fucking embarrassing, is what it is.
But now they've set precedent over what can be called and adding time, and it's all part of the game, and you have to play this game now, and it sucks.
It does, and it's same thing in the NBA. It's all part of the game now, but the NBA, like, whatever. The NBA it's got its own fucking problem because the NBA, it rewards the bitches. It rewards the LeBron Jameses and the Manu Ginobilis and the SGAs, the guys that sell the call more, and it's become part of everything. Like, guys don't even get touched and they're throwing their head back like they just got, fucking one-shotted in Call of Duty, and you're like, dude, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they look like the guy in the fucking in The Rock. Was it John Leguizamo? No. Remember the guy comes up from the sewer in the shower room when all the seals are getting mowed down? He's like, I gotta go. And Nicolas Cage is like, don't do it. And he's like, I got to. And he pops his head up and starts shooting, and the guy's just like, and his head like snaps back.
It's not John Leguizamo, is it?
No, but it's like somebody like John Leguizamo, but it's not. I don't think it's John Leguizamo.
I know what you're talking about,
But you know exactly. You'll
yeah.
know him. It's like you'll know who he is. He's been in a bunch of stuff. It might be John Leguizamo. I don't know. That was 1996. That was a long time ago. It was a 30-year-old movie. It's pretty bad. Like, to think that movie's that old and still that good. But my point is like the theatrics of it all. It's enough. Like, enough is enough. All right. Like, I saw it all May and June in the NBA playoffs, and then you put on a World Cup game, which I didn't, but I did. Like, I accidentally watched a World Cup game because I was out at a bar or a place where there was one on the TV, so I did accidentally watch a game or two. Not in its entirety. Nowhere. No, God, no. The closest I came was the Portugal game yesterday. And the only reason I was watching the Portugal game is because I was rooting for Portugal. Because if Portugal and the U.S. had won, they would have played each other on Saturday, and New Bedford and Fall River probably would have just been like, I don't know what, Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Dude, Brockton were killing each other. Oh,
Brockton was over the Cape Verdes though.
Yeah, no, it was. It was two Cape Verdean gangs shot each other. It was like 6 people got killed or something like that.
Yeah, because soccer is just an excuse to riot.
This dude was in every '90s movie as like a Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? When you said John Leguizamo, I'm like, you might be right. It might be John Leguizamo. It's not. That's us being like. I can picture John Leguizamo being in the movie because John Leguizamo was in every '90s movie as well. What the fuck is his name?
I mean, I'm just gonna look it up right now. I just didn't look up the cast instead. Danny Nucci.
Never would have got that.
No, me neither. Yeah, that's definitely.
Yo, his IMDb must be crazy.
Oh, he was Fabrizio in Titanic. That's what it
Yes.
was. He was in Titanic.
Yeah, he must be a crazy IMDb.
Yeah. Titanic, The Rock.
He's still acting.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine he's not acting. It's not like,
He's Italian.
Yeah, he's Italian.
Hey, fuck off! I just said he.
Oh, that's right. He did one of the voices in The Brave Little Toaster. I love that movie.
Wow, who was he in Brave Little Toaster? Blanky.
I'm gonna say he was. No, he wasn't Blanky. He had to have been. I think he was one of the cars. Yeah, during the whole like the cars getting killed scene.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Alberto. Who was Alberto in The Brave Little Toaster?
Racist.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I think it's one of the cars in the. Oh, wait, hold on. This is a different Brave Little Toaster. This is not the original Brave Little Toaster. This one was 1999. He plays some Chihuahua. He voices some Chihuahua.
Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah, no, never mind. That's a different Brave Little Toaster. Not the Brave Little Toaster I grew up on. The Brave Little Toaster I grew up on is, I want to say, like early 90s. I was even 97 seemed. Yeah, this was 1987.
Dude, he's been in so many movies.
Yeah, because this one had the Brave Little Toaster I knew had, that was Phil Hartman and John Lovett were in that, were the two voices in that one that I remember. John Lovitz was the radio. Phil Hartman was the air conditioner. Chris Tucker had a voice in it, like Epps.
Man.
Oh, uncredited.
Danny
characters,
Nucci. Never thought I would hear that name.
Yeah, right. Well,
on a Tuesday, be like, hey, you know what we brought up tonight on row 1C1? Danny Nucci.
Sean, this is why you listen to our show.
I'm gonna reach out to him and be like, hey, you were a topic, and he's gonna be like, the fuck?
You're gonna be like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Like, well, The Rock. Well, actually, we were talking about World Cup players flopping, and then you getting shot in the head and The Rock right between the eyes,
Like,
and we were trying to see which one was more dramatic. Like, you know, but nonetheless, Sean, I'm not going to say I'm happy Portugal lost because I was actually enjoying that ride for a little bit. Like, I felt like if it had gone further, but Portugal, I guess, wasn't very good this year. Like, they were good, but they weren't like win it all good, according to my friends that watch the game. Which, again, I don't know how the fuck they do it.
Hey, there is a gentleman in Dartmouth who is getting paid $50,000 to watch every single game of the World Cup this year and report on it.
Okay, I would do that for $50,000. I would be bored.
I don't know if he's a reporter, but he is a local guy.
I could be very bored for $50,000. That's fine.
I gotta find his name. I find his name and call him.
Neither here nor there, but it again. I'm a little bit. I'm kind of relieved it's over because now I don't feel obligated to watch it on Saturday night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if like Portugal was playing the U.S. on Saturday night, I'd be like,
oh, I'd watch.
All right, we gotta watch this.
Yeah.
Like I know nothing's gonna happen, but somebody's gonna win eventually.
Something would happen outside, like where we are.
Well, that's the thing. I would want to be like down on the Ave. Like let's go to like one of these like hardcore Portuguese bars. Like we live in this area. We know that there's 1 billion Portuguese fans around. Like everyone was. I mean, everywhere you drive by, like people got. It's 4th of July weekend, and I'm seeing almost as many Portugal flags as I do American flags.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Like
no, because of the game, I get it.
Because of the World Cup. And listen, if that's your thing, I'm not going to pretend to understand it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shit on you for liking it too much. But also, I got to question, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, how the fuck can somebody sit there for that long and watch nothing happen? I mean, it's like watching my toenails grow, dude. It has got to be the boringest, lamest, weakest sport I've ever seen. And how they pack that many stadiums with that many people for it, I will never understand.
Hey, it's a world sport.
I mean, we call it poverty ball for a reason, right? Because you don't have to. All you need is a dead cat and like 2 twigs to play it, and you're good. So we understand. Like we get that. I get that. There's the appeal, right? The talent pool is very deep because you don't have to really have anything to play soccer coming up. Now, I get it. Like maybe if you played soccer as a kid, or even like you played it your whole life and it's been your sport. Like I get maybe all right, watching it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, like paintball, right?
Yep.
I played paintball my whole life. When I watch paintball on TV, everybody else is looking at it like, what the fuck is going on? No one has any idea what's going on.
I see a lot of wasted money.
Right. People are just like, what is this? Like,
pick up the balls off the ground and put them in the gun, you lazy prick.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Because once they're imperfect, they can't be shot.
How the fuck would I know that?
Exactly.
Me stuffing the fucking
I mean, I've picked balls up off the ground, like, rubbed them off on my shirt,
I'm
thrown them in
poor.
my gun, and shot people with them, but it doesn't generally work out that well.
Could I just take like a handful of them and just be like, eat shit, and just like sidearm throw them?
I've seen people, like, throw balls at people
Yeah.
when they're out of air or their gun's broken or
Yeah.
something like that, but
Will it splatter?
if you throw it hard enough and you hit something hard enough, yeah.
So if someone was like a minor league collegiate pitcher and they just had like a rocket arm and they were just gunning it.
No, you're not throwing a ball 300 feet per second.
No, I'm saying enough to splatter. I'm not saying throw it enough where it's doing the same damage as a gun.
No, you're not even getting it close. No, wouldn't work. Like if you were just stationary, like standing from me to you, and I wound up and whipped a ball at you, like there's like a 50% chance it would break.
All
on
right,
you.
this is gonna be a stupid paintball question. I'm sorry, everybody. Is there like a bayonet?
No. There is no hand-to-hand combat. There's no bayonets.
No, there's
they
no like.
do make paint grenades for like scenario mil sim, if you will. Games.
How does that work? a paint grenade?
It's just a little CO2 canister, and it just goes pop, and it pressurizes, and it basically pops like a balloon.
Okay.
And just sprays paint
So
everywhere.
can't you just use like a water balloon and fill it with paint instead and just be like, eat shit?
It's been done before, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been done. Trust me, paintball's been around since before I was born. Actually, I think since 1985.
Are there any paintball teams that are like, don't laugh, that are like old school paintball teams where they're like, they bring out a trebuchet and they fucking just launch it?
They're just launching them from the back. Like, ready, loose.
Imagine they'll come out in armor and they have like on horseback and like a sword of paint.
I've seen crossbows with like paint, like tipped like crossbows, but like not really. No, it's not very practical.
Imagine that team. That's intimidating.
Until you get out there and they can't hit you, and then it takes 7 hours for them to reload, and you're just like, okay. It's like that guy in the fucking, what was it, Indiana Jones, where he comes out, he's like doing all the crazy sword shit, and everybody's just like, boom, just shoots him.
Oh, hey, you know about the true scene of that, right?
No.
Harrison Ford forgot what he was supposed to do, so he just shot him with a gun.
It's even better.
It was not supposed to happen, and the guy was just like, fuck, and just like made believe he was shot dead, and Spielberg, whoever it was, Spielberg was like, that's the scene cut. Like,
Perfect.
we're using it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Because he was supposed to have like this big intricate, like use his whip, and they were supposed to have like this big back and forth. And Harrison Ford was tired, and it was like all day in the sun, and he just took out his gun and went bang. And he was like, scene's over.
I mean, which is arguably the most realistic scene in any movie ever.
But that would be the most Indiana Jones thing to do of like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking doing all
like,
this.
yeah. Anyway, get out of my way. But nonetheless, I'm not happy the U.S. is out.
Neither am I, because I would love the U.S. to win, because the U.S. should finally be like, we finally beat you at your own fucking sport.
So I go back and forth on that, because part of me is like, yes, I want the U.S. to win, because I would love to see them, like you said, like, oh, yeah, we finally beat you at your own game. Like, we're better than you, whatever. Like, ha, ha, ha.
The tables have turned.
Like, oh, yeah, like, my, how the turntables. It would be great, but then we would have to, like, sit here and pretend like, oh, no, we give a shit about soccer. Because, like, no, we don't. And I had this discussion with one of our listeners. He's a big fan of mine most of the time. And he posted something about soccer, and I made a point.
Soccer these nuts?
I made a point on his thread to say, like we have the athletes in this country to absolutely dominate the sport of soccer. The problem is nobody in this country gives a fuck about soccer. Like, nobody.
That's a real problem.
Like, could you imagine if we sent Chad Johnson and Tyreek Hill and like Gronk as a goalie to go play, to go be good at soccer, and like that's what you guys are going to do for the rest of your life? We would never lose a fucking game. It'd be like we would embarrass the entire world every 4 years. It'd be like going and playing our basketball teams in the Olympics. Like, you might catch up and be a little bit good, but if we actually gave a shit about soccer, we would probably win 30 straight World Cups. But we don't.
I do have a feeling that like people in America don't put any, besides kids.
Yeah, the only time people are playing soccer at a large number in this country is when they're like 9 and under.
And it's mostly for like the athleticism, keeping cardio up.
Yeah, just to get your fucking kid out from under his iPad or his Nintendo Switch and go fucking run around for a couple hours.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I shouldn't say every parent. I take that back. A lot of parents I've talked to that have their kids in it, their sneaky reason for having them in it is to exhaust the shit out of their kids.
Yeah.
And it's not even to promote soccer. It's I hope it tires them out for later.
Yeah, nobody cares about soccer. They're like, I'm going to let them play soccer while they're young because it's not going to give them concussions and we don't have to do too much. All I got to do is show up to the field. It's, 35 minutes maybe. You're there for an hour and then you leave and no one cares. And, both teams always somehow manage to tie. And it's like, it's like T-ball until you're like, you get to like, the upper little leagues, if you will.
Yep.
When you're like 12, 13 years old, then it's like, all right, now we're going to start keeping score. And then you get to high school and it's like, okay, you want to keep playing this? Like, I don't know why, but go do you.
Mhm.
It's an awful game. I'm sorry. It's the worst sport on the planet of all the major sports. I mean, I'm sure there's like worse sports, like, you know, I mean, but like, I would say like that the professional slapping league is pretty bad.
Yeah, also that new one I really dislike. I don't even want to actually.
The one where the two guys carry the ball and just run at each other.
Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Stupid as fuck.
I won't even. And usually I'll be a hypocrite and be like, I won't watch it, and I'll watch it. I won't even turn that on. I think it's just ignorant.
It's stupid. It's just dumb. Like it's like, oh, here's an Oklahoma drill, except you don't have to actually get up and do it. Like you're just gonna run at each other and
As
like
hard as you can and knock each other out.
yeah, like what the fuck? Like that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
And then we're gonna have the crowd right on top of you guys
And be able to chirp
go,
and talk
oh, it's dumb.
shit. It is so dude,
It's trashy.
it is beyond trashy. I'm glad you brought it up because that shit, dude, what do they call it? Slam ball or something like that?
I don't know.
I'll look it up. It is. Somebody sent that to me. It was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I'm like, that is gay as fuck.
I
guy.
would rather watch those dudes that think they play in a semi-pro league, play football, and think they're like in like some kind of like AAA NFL league. I would rather watch that. Because that show looks like shit.
Oh, of course. It's from Australia, naturally. Yeah, a high
Australia
impact
has that?
Run Nation is what it's called.
Awful.
It's a rugby thing.
And you know what?
It's a rugby thing.
I
And
like rugby. That's ignorant as shit.
I'm not gonna lie, Sean. I don't like rugby. I get rugby's another one that I've tried. I've tried to give it an honest run.
I enjoy it.
And I'm like, but the thing is like with rugby, watching rugby to me is like it'd be like going to the park on a Sunday at 1
Mm-hmm.
and watching a bunch of kids play, like a bunch of like 20-year-old kids play tackle football instead of watching the NFL. Like, okay, like why in God's name would you watch this when there is something that is so much better? It makes no sense to me.
I don't like some of the rules of rugby.
They don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It is faster paced. There is less injuries. There's a lot less.
Yeah, because you can't use your helmet as a weapon.
Yeah, but there's a lot less big hits. Like I know that like you see it on the advertisements, a lot of huge hits. Like there's huge hits sometimes.
Yeah, there's like 3 of those a year.
Yeah, there's some gigantic.
The one promo they put together is like 2 years worth of big hits.
Yes, exactly. But it is fun because it's a lot of athleticism and it's a lot of thinking too.
Listen, I'm not doubting the athleticism of rugby players,
But I enjoy it.
And I'm not
I
even
enjoy
gonna say-
watching it.
I will say this about soccer players though. Anybody who tries to tell me like soccer players are tremendous athletes, you're either bullshitting me or you're lying to yourself.
There's a lot of standing around.
Like these people that come up to you and they're like, "It's 90 minutes of straight sprinting." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Never.
They're like, "Yeah, it is." And I'm like, dude, I have 2 eyes, 20/20 vision, and a brain, and I've watched soccer before. It's not 90 minutes of straight sprinting. Stop." Like, yeah, but it's the ultimate cardiovascular. I'm like, cool. Running is the easiest thing to train your body to do. Sorry, but like running like, dude, my fucking neighbors who are in their fucking 50s or 60s run the Boston Marathon every year. It's not that fucking impressive. Like, how many people run the Boston Marathon every year? 26, 25, 30,000 people?
Is it that many now?
Dude, it's not that fucking hard. I'm sorry. How many people
On average.
run the Boston Marathon annually? Over 30,000 people participate in the Boston Marathon each year.
Damn.
The field is currently capped at 30,000. But in 2026, there was roughly 32,000, 31,670, whatever. 30,000 people run the Boston Marathon, run 26 miles in a day.
That's fucking pretty impressive. I'm
Not,
not gonna lie to you.
not really.
No, I'm saying that many people can run it. Like,
Not exactly. Not really. You're making my point.
yeah.
30,000 people can do that. I don't think there might not be 30,000 people in the state of Massachusetts that could bench press 225 or 315.
Probably right on that too.
Like you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that that's like the standard, but
no.
like, don't sit here and fucking piss in my face and tell me it's raining and try to tell me that running makes you a great athlete. I'm not saying it's not athletic, and I'm not saying it's not something that you need to work towards and do. And I'm not shitting on people who run marathons.
It's a lot of
all I'm saying is that anybody can do it. If you have 2 functioning legs, and even still, how many people do we see in the Boston Marathon that don't have 2 functioning legs and still do it every year?
But no, you are right. If anybody tries to tell you soccer is nonstop running for 90 minutes, it's a lie. Because most of the time you see those guys slowing up, jog, stop, kick a ball.
And this year we have hydration breaks, which I thought was adorable that they call it that. Why don't you just call it a fucking timeout?
I don't know.
Oh, we have a hydration break. What? Could you imagine if the NFL stopped play after every 15 snaps, regardless of what was going on in the game?
Please, God, do not give them any ideas. They'll be like, listen.
They're going to be like, oh, hydration break. Yeah, because it's another way to fucking...
Brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly. Another way to shoehorn more ads in. Watch, that's coming. I guarantee you they already...
Now that you said it.
Now that I said it, it's probably going to be a thing.
They'll have one player drinking a Budweiser. He's so dehydrated.
Yeah, instead of just, going to TV timeouts whenever... something happened, like the game allowed for it. There's every 15 plays, we're going to have a hydration break.
Man,
for player safety.
If they allow sponsored hydration breaks, Josh Gordon is going to be so fucking pissed.
Dude.
He's going to be like, I could have been drinking Hennessy during the game and
right?
be paid.
Fucking.
He would have been a multi-time all-star.
Maurice Claret is like, this hydration break is brought to you by Grey Goose. Meanwhile,
this is not funny.
Lendale White is over there. He's like, this one's brought to you by Patron Silver.
My God.
But I'm sorry.
Johnny Manziel.
But soccer has got to be the most bitch sport on the planet. I have no fucking idea.
It's almost done.
How anybody could sit there and watch it. So this brings me to my last point about the World Cup. So yesterday I wanted to go watch the Portugal game wherever people were going to be to watch it. Because, again, I'm not interested in the game. I'm interested in the atmosphere. And for whatever reason, soccer fans provide a really cool atmosphere most of the time when you're in a spot. Any sporting event, right? It doesn't matter if you're into it or not. If you're in that zone, if you will,
yep,
where there's tons of people and everyone's rooting for the same thing and everyone's doing the same thing,
it's fun.
It's fun. It's never going to be that bad. So I was going to go to SoCo yesterday, the old ice chest.
Yes.
In Fairhaven. Somebody told me that place was off the Richters to go watch a game.
A lot of grass parkers.
So I'm like, all right, I'll go by and check it out. So now, keep in mind, I'm flying solo yesterday. It's just me. Okay. I need one seat at a bar. Just for myself. That's it. One. I'm not.
It's a pretty wide seat.
Not like I'm going to but I'm not going with 2 or 4 people. We're like, hey, let's go. Maybe we'll get a table. Maybe we'll get a seat at the bar. Maybe we'll get lucky. We can commandeer the corner and really, live it up. Live at the Ritz.
Mm-hmm.
I go to pull into Ice Chest. There's cars parked on both sides of the street from basically Pasta House down.
Yep.
And then, or Boca, I'm sorry, Boca down.
Yeah, mouth.
And I look in the parking lot, and there's cars, doing this, trying to get around each other. They're additional parking back here. I saw one spot, in the additional parking thing, and I was like, nope. And I just, fuck that. Because I know what's going to happen when I get in there. There's not going to be a single seat at the bar. Not one. I'm never going to get a drink. I'm not standing up to watch it. I don't care that much. You know what I mean? So,
and no disrespect to SoCo.
They did an awesome job.
More
dude.
power to them. Earn as much money as you can.
Dude, no. Do not take this as a knock on SoCo. They did a fucking bang up job. Dude, they had basically the whole fucking city there.
Yeah.
And good for them. And I would, if I cared even this much about soccer, I would have tried. But I don't. Or if I had a friend that I was going with and they were like, fuck it, let's just go see what happens.
Yeah.
But I just didn't care that much. And I was already kind of tired. I was like, I went to the gym. I came home, took a shower, and I got ready. I went out, and it was 2:30 when I pulled up to SoCo, and I was like, yeah, no way, dude. I'm like, I'm not competing with this crowd. I ended up at Traveler's Ale House. I got a great lunch. It was a great meal. Everything was great. Awesome. Shout out to them. Thank you for that, played some Keno, which is all I really wanted to do. I really just wanted to play Keno, have a couple drinks, and then be like around
Just really
people.
want to gamble. That's all.
You know? And there was a couple people at the bar that were watching the game. But again, nothing fucking happened. And then I came home. I threw the game on TV because I'm like, let me just see what happens. I fell asleep on the couch while I was watching it.
It's not a lot of excitement.
I think I woke up briefly when not Argentina, Spain scored.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like 1-0, and I looked and I was like,
R.I.P.
87 minutes in or something. I was like, yeah, that's a wrap.
It's over.
That's a wrap. I'm like, I already know better. Like, that's not happening. So I was like, whatever. I was like, well, there goes the Portugal-USA game.
Yeah.
And then USA ended up getting the doors blown off them last night anyway, which, again,
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
could not give two fucks about. I couldn't name a single person on that fucking team. I will never be able to name a single person on that team. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. It's not a good sport. It's not fun. It's not entertaining. Nothing, like, outside of the one random goal that happens in an hour and a fucking half. It's not a fun game. It's not good. I don't care about the skill and this and that. Like, dude, it sucks. Soccer sucks. Every 4 years, I try to, like, be like, oh, maybe I'll watch the World Cup this year. And then I watch one fucking minute of one game, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. This is why I don't watch it, because this is gay as fuck. I saw two dudes making out in the park the other day, and that still wasn't as gay as what I watched on TV yesterday.
What the fuck?
Like, I swear to God, soccer fans, like, you spit on hot dogs before you eat them. Like, that's how fucking lame you are. Anyway, that's my rant about soccer. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I don't want to get it. It is the worst. Like, I've tried to get rugby. I can at least see the appeal of rugby. I've tried to get hockey. I definitely see the appeal in hockey, just not my thing. Soccer, I don't see the appeal. I don't get it. I don't understand why anybody gets it. The only reason why anybody would get it is because they're poor and they have nothing else to do.
Or if it's like a family thing, you know what I mean? Like
Nope.
your family's watched it
Nope.
forever.
If that's your family thing, your family's poor and you have nothing else to do.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, go get a job. Do you need money? I'll give you money. Like, do you want to go? Do you want to go fucking play arcade games or something? Because, like, that's more entertaining. I'd rather watch esports. I would rather watch dudes play Fortnite than I would watch fucking soccer. That's how bad it is.
Damn.
And Fortnite and people who play like competitive video games like that are, I know they're well paid. They're a lot, probably actually some of the most well paid. I wouldn't even call them athletes because that's not athletic.
Athletes.
But I'd rather watch darts. I'd rather watch highlight. I don't even know what the fuck is going on in highlight.
Dude, highlight is so confusing. You get one bounce.
Dude, a highlight game can go on for like 6 weeks. And I'm like, I have no fucking idea what's going on, but this is fucking crazy.
Why, like, when they're like so far away, why wouldn't you just do like a little bitch lob and have that thing bounce so short off the wall? I'd be like, you're fucked. You're never gonna run all the way up there in time.
I'm sure there's a reason
Nah.
that we're not getting, because again, I've watched like YouTube tutorials on how to understand highlight, because like India Pakistan is like a pretty big deal, and I love like country rivalries. Like, that's like, to me, that's like a lot of fun.
You left out an O there in that word really quick.
Huh?
You left out an O in that word really quick.
Country rivalry.
You left out the O in country really quick.
No, I didn't.
by action really quick. He's like, took me back. You're like, India rivalry. And I was like, what?
India Pakistan.
I know, but you said, never mind. It was a brief moment.
Okay, I missed it. Sorry, I don't know. But you know me better than me sometimes, so I'll trust your judgment on this
You
one.
just randomly said cunt. And I'm like, what?
Country.
Yeah, I know, but you just like paused, and I was like,
Oh.
It just like took me by surprise, and I was like, you got to finish the
Yeah,
word.
see, Carly Ortiz in the chat, she gets it. You know, the soccer sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, it's bona fide boring. I feel like people only convince themselves they like it because of their heritage.
Because of this.
And they're like, I have to like this because my whole family's liked this for generations, and that's why I must like it, so I must like it too. Bullshit. Nobody fucking watches soccer because they like it.
I'm not going to care. Like, I a little bit cared about the U.S. going as far as they can. As soon as they got eliminated, I was like, I don't care.
I dread the day the U.S. actually wins a World Cup, because then everybody's going to have to sit. Like, again, we're going to have to sit here.
Will I be alive when that happens?
No.
I doubt it.
No, because we're never going to send our
'Cause
best
that's-
athletes to go play it.
Listen, if it's every 4 years, I got about 10 more of these in me. And it's pretty much a wrap.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
I don't got many more.
Well, when
to
you
go.
look at it like that, yeah, I only got maybe 10 more World Cups in me, so better get on it, U.S. I don't know.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm pretty fucked.
The only team that I did enjoy watching, and I didn't watch the game, but I did watch like the highlights of the game, was the Japs. Because they don't flop, they don't beg for calls, and they play hard.
Oh, I think the coach threatened to kill them if they did that.
Well, they are a team of honor.
Mm.
I mean, they might try to bomb your harbor, be a little sneaky. You'd be a little sneaky.
Was that part of their motto, a team of honor, and they bomb your harbor?
We tried to bomb the harbor. We make a sushi-grade bombing of the harbor.
I like how when they pan up to the booth of the owner's booth, it's the Yakuza.
Yeah, and they're just sitting there like with their little square shades
and
on.
someone's completely naked with the whole body tattooed.
It's like, I'm not fighting any of those guys. No, thank you.
Yo, speaking of which, I don't know, fucking crazy side panel here. There's a game coming out on PS5 next year in which, this is fucking true, you play Tupac Shakur fighting the Yakuza in Japan in like a noir style game.
You're sure this isn't like a fan fiction thing?
Look it the fuck up. It was on like a IGN page, and I was like, how the fuck is this even allowed? This seems illegal. He's been dead for 30 years.
Tupac is featured in the upcoming action-adventure game Stranger Than Heaven, releasing on PS5 in January. Developed by Ryu Ga Gotoku Studio, the creators of Yakuza.
Oh, my God.
Not the Yakuza, but the game.
I was like, holy shit.
The game includes a special estate-approved appearance by Tupac as a character named Amaru, alongside Snoop Dogg.
What?
Developed by the team behind it, developed by the team behind Like a Dragon. This 50-year crime saga spans multiple eras of modern Japan and explores the struggles of half-Japanese, half-American orphan named Makoto Daito. The inclusion of the late rap icon is official, AI-free portrayal authorized directly by his estate.
Jeez.
Okay. Yep, I thought you were... So Stranger Than Heaven comes out in July, and that's apparently... January of next year, and that is apparently a Tupac game where you fight the Yakuza.
And you have to be a detective.
I mean,
So in November, you
I'm just gonna say I love video games.
Grand Theft Auto 6 November, Tupac
allegedly
fighting the Yakuza.
Allegedly,
in
I'll
January.
believe Grand Theft Auto 6 in November when I see it.
Yeah, they already promised. They already have like $3 billion in sales.
It was supposed to be out last November.
Yeah,
so.
but they already started pre-selling shit.
Yeah, they did that last year,
Oh, wow.
and then they pushed it back again. Everybody was pissed.
Oh fuck!
But we gotta get the water physics right. Like, oh my god, I get it, but fuck,
dude, I'm
gonna be so mad because I'm gonna play it. I hate games like I don't hate games like that. I don't love like open world.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big like Red Dead guy.
Red Dead was fun.
Skyrim, like all those games. Like
Skyrim was fun too.
I didn't care for a lot of those games, like Assassin's Creed, like all that kind of shit.
Never gonna.
Even the last Halo, I was a little like on the open world type shit. I like it more just like this is like it's like playing a movie. Like Call of Duty had that for a while. I will say even the new Call of Duties, even though they're fucking stupid as shit, their campaigns are great because it's like you're playing a fucking movie, and it's way cooler than pretty much any movie Hollywood could possibly drum up because it's like it's like taking one of those choose your own adventure game books from when you were a kid, but making it into like the most badass fucking, it's like playing The Rock. You know what I mean?
You're a murderer.
Yeah, and like you get to just murk people, and then sometimes you get killed and your character dies. There's nothing you can do about it, and you're like. And like tap X to live, but there's just no many. But you have to tap X like 50,000 times in 3 seconds to live, and it's like nope. But anyway, that's a pretty decent aside there, Sean. Good call on that.
Yeah, sorry about the Tupac Yakuza thing. I don't know how the Yakuza thing in the box reminded me of. Hey, by the way, there's a Tupac game coming out, and I was like,
by the way, but the Japs play with honor, so I'll give them that. Like if anybody was going to win the World Cup, like. That'd be cool.
But who wins the World Cup now? Who's the favorite? Is it still Spain?
I have no idea, dude.
I'm gonna just Google who.
I have no clue. I thought wait, isn't Argentina the favorite?
Oh, because Messi.
But weren't they the favorite going in? Isn't that why there was all that controversy about?
No, it's because just Messi.
Oh, okay. I have no idea who the favorite is. I pick Germany every year because, LOL.
Oh wow, it's France now by a wide margin.
Who's left? I don't care. But.
France number 1, Spain number 2, Argentina number 3, England number 4. Wait, didn't England get? No, England fucking beat Mexico. The English people were chanting some crazy shit at Mexican people as they were leaving the stadium.
The English, I have no respect for England anymore.
They are a wild bunch.
Take back your own country, then I'll respect you. But anyway, 774-992-8702. We'll wrap it up there with the World Cup talk. That is by far the most we've talked about fucking soccer on this in ever? Probably ever.
Maybe.
It's got to be close to ever if it's not. But anyway, let's get into the Jaylen Brown trade because obviously that was the big news that broke, Sean, while we were off. Let me go make a drink because I'm going to need one for this.
I will discuss the trade. Hold on, let me fucking bring up the actual.
Yeah, you get the
trade.
numbers up and do the like. I know the picks and all that. Just fill it in for 5 seconds.
Well, yeah, no. As Joey goes down to make the trade, obviously to make the drink. This was broken 6 days ago. I remember texting Joey immediately, and I just said, "Fuck you. This isn't funny." Because I knew the first thing I would hear from him is, this is the worst trade I've ever seen. And he's right. This trade is a horrible trade, regardless of what you think about Jaylen Brown or not. The blockbuster trade 6 days ago was from Sham Charania, and he says the Boston Celtics have agreed to trade Jaylen Brown to the Philadelphia 76ers for Paul George, 2 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks, sources tell ESPN. And that's it. That's what the Celtics got for Jaylen Brown. And since then, it's kind of nothing has really come out more about it. It was, you thought you were going to start hearing a lot more things. You did hear some stuff about Jaylen that he maybe might have been a little bit of not a locker room hassle, but he freelanced a little too much. The Celtics really didn't like that. There was some reports the Celtics, play a little bit better when he's not playing on the court full time. The games that he's missed, the Celtics have a better record than the games he's played. It does seem a little bit out of the John Henry playbook that the Celtics are doing a little bit of a spin on this to make it look a little bit better, which I kind of don't have a lot of respect for. I didn't like Jaylen Brown that much as a player, to be honest with you. I've said it on this show. When Keith was on the show a lot more, Keith was a big Jaylen Brown guy. I've always been a Tatum guy of the two. I thought Tatum was the better keeper of the two. I thought Jaylen, no offense, I know he was the MVP of the finals. I know he just had a great season. When the season ended, I wasn't a big fan of how Jaylen treated the season. He was like, this is my favorite season ever. Your favorite season ever was when we got eliminated in the first round. You looked like dog shit against the 76ers, and that was your favorite season ever. Your favorite season ever was when the other best player in the team was hurt for the entire year and you had to play a majority of the games by yourself and the team was considered yours. It just seemed like very me first type mentality. Like guys like that typically just don't sit well with me. Those guys typically don't do well on teams. Like how many times can you name a me first player and those guys have gone on to have great success? You know what I mean? Like you don't get a lot of those guys. You have to be able to have like that diva attitude, and you have to have the ability to cooperate with others and build a good team as well. So when this trade went through, I still expected to get more than what the Celtics got for Jaylen Brown. A 35-year-old Paul George, got to be 36, 36-year-old Paul George with no knees, who's played 40% of the games in the last 2-3 years, was just... And he's owed $58 million for the next 2 years. It's not a cheap deal.
So he's got the player option.
He's going to pick it up.
Which he's for 27-28, which he's definitely going to pick up. Because
so
no one's
3 years.
No one's ever going to pay him. Or was it 26-27? Hang on, I'll pull it up.
But it did suck. And not to stutter there and not to kind of repeat myself as Joey comes back in the room, but it did feel lackluster. And it does make me question, what do we not know? right? There has to be something else here. Teams
Yeah, he
were-
has a futures option for $56 million in the 27-28 season.
Fuck. So it's only 2 years. That still sucks ass. But this is what bothers me. Why weren't teams clamoring for this guy? Why weren't you getting these big deals? You were getting nothing.
So let's back up just real. I know I don't want to.
Back up.
I don't want to.
Back
I don't
up,
want to.
Terry.
Back up, Terry. Damn reekers. I don't want to beleaguer the point too much. I don't want to repeat too much of what you already said. And listen to most of what you said. But when you texted me and said "fuck you," like I don't want to hear it. I had no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I was going to let you know.
And then
that was my pre-warning.
I was at work when it happened. I get a phone call from a buddy of mine at work, and he's like, "This is fucking bullshit." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "This trade sucks." And I'm thinking like, and he's a big Celtics fan. I'm thinking he's calling to bust my balls about like the Lakers doing something. I'm like, "Wow, who did the Lakers trade for now? Like, what's the problem? Like, what did we do that's so bad?" I'm like, we couldn't have done anything that bad. And he's like, "No." He's like, "You didn't see him?" Like, what? He's like, "Jaylen Brown just got traded." I'm like, "For who?" And he's like, "Paul George." And I literally laughed. I was like, okay, now I know this is a joke. Like, it's a joke. This is not true. Like, in no alternate or current reality would Jaylen Brown get traded for an aging Paul George. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
Nope.
And I go to Twitter, I check, I look, I double check, and I'm like, all right, so Shams he got hacked. Like, now I'm waiting for the subsequent, like, this isn't true, I got hacked, somebody hacked my account, blah, 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 whatever. Never happens. Sean, I was beside myself.
Most of us still are.
Beside myself. I still can't believe that this trade actually happened.
Where's Baldy Vampire to come in and stop this?
Like, this, I'm trying to think, like, this is up there with, like, for me, the worst trade I'd ever seen was Jay Cutler for Kyle Orton. Like, that was the worst trade that I could ever remember.
That was pretty shitty.
For, like, you know what I mean? Like, as a fan, like, person, I know there's probably been worse trades, but that one was pretty terrible because you knew you were taking a step backwards. And you're like, okay, we just gave up a great player for a shitty player and some unknowns. In this case, you gave up what I would consider a great player for a much lesser of a player. Even when Paul George was at his peak, he wasn't as good as Jaylen Brown was. Peak Paul George is not as good as Jaylen Brown. Period, end of story, and I won't be told otherwise. And if you try to tell me that he was, then you're just being disingenuous. Paul George has been a known playoff failure. He's a known playoff bust. He had one good run in the playoffs. I think it was one series in 1 year. And people started calling him Playoff Paul, and then that was the end of it. He folded up like a cheap suit every single time it came down to it. Now he's hurt all the time. He's 36, and you give away JB for basically what we always said, and I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Sean, where we knew the Jaylen Brown trade was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
We knew something was coming. And I said, you know what? If I'm the Celtics, I'm going to hold on to him, and I'm going to push him into the season. If it takes until the regular season to start to get him moved, so be it. But I'm going to continue to maximize my leverage. But as soon as the Giannis trade fell apart, we talked about it off air.
Mm-hmm.
You and I talked about it in the group chat. And we said that, the Celtics have lost a lot of leverage here. Now, I thought when they said they lost a lot of leverage, I figured like, okay, they're not going to get Giannis. They're not going to get somebody that's probably going to be like a day one impact arrival. And like, okay, cool, we're going to get a Batman. We're going to get a Robin to go with Batman and Tatum. I had no idea that they had lost so much leverage to the point that they were going to end up with Paul fucking George. This is an embarrassment. This is not a trade that any GM should be allowed to make and keep his job. If you have Jaylen Brown, a finals MVP, and all you can get for him is Paul George and some picks, I have a lot of questions as, like, this is worse than the Luka for AD trade. This makes Luka for AD look like, yeah, okay, that was superstar for superstar, man.
Right.
This is awful.
This was baffling.
And I had been saying leading up to this, listen, I know you're going to lose Jaylen Brown. You might end up with Giannis, but guess what? Brad Stevens is a really good GM. He's going to pull you guys out of the fire. He's going to do a lot. Now, after this trade, I have no fucking idea. Was this Brad Stevens? Was this ownership? Was it a combination of the two, plus how Jaylen Brown's been acting? But the whole Jaylen Brown thing, I heard you talk about how like he'd become kind of a cancer in the locker room, right? And that's
not even a cancer, like just weird.
Okay, weird.
I can't wait to have some uncomfortable conversations.
But that's fine and well. But guess what? That is exactly what the Celtics have to say to save face on this trade. So I only believe
some of it.
0.1% of what I'm going to hear about how Jaylen Brown was acting behind the scenes.
The old John Henry playbook.
You said it right before I came upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
This is John Henry through and through. Well, he was kind of being a fucking dickhead, and we had to get rid of him because we did. When the real reason is, and you and I talked about this when they signed Tatum and Brown to these extensions, you can't pay both of these guys and succeed. I know they won a title after they paid both of them. They paid them both, and they won that one title.
Correct.
Now, granted, every fucking star in the universe aligned for them to win that title.
Correct.
Everybody got hurt. Donovan Mitchell got hurt. The Indiana Pacers, Halliburton got hurt.
Yes.
Everybody went down. Everyone was hurt. And the Celtics kind of just meandered their way to one of the sloppiest titles I've ever seen in my life. And once again, I am going to sit here and tell you that 2024 title was a fluke and a half. I have never seen anyone. It was on par with the Patriots' regular season and postseason this year. The only difference is
we didn't win.
The Patriots didn't win it.
Fuck you.
It would have been
care
like
about that team more.
It would have been like if Sam Darnold and what's his name there, the running back that went to the Chiefs, Kenneth Walker, both got hurt in the NFC Championship, and they still somehow managed to beat the Rams. Or the Rams got to the Super Bowl, but Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, they all broke their legs, getting off the plane.
Can only wish.
You know what I mean? Like that's the only way it would have been comparable. That being said, I know everybody's like, oh, they beat Kyrie and Luka. Bro, Kyrie and Luka were they had no gas left in the tank by the time they got to the finals. They had no business being there.
It was just Luka.
They had no business being there anyway. They had to win 15 out of their last 16 games just to get into get to where they were at. Like, no, come on.
It's totally different. And I'm not I don't want to go back to that team. I want to just talk about the Jalen situation now.
Anyway, my point was when they signed both of those players.
Correct.
I said you can't. This isn't gonna. This has no long-term sustainability. You can't pay two guys who are both what I would consider second-level stars in this league. I would consider. I'm on record saying Jason Tatum is a 2, and not a 2 guard. I mean a number 2 player on any team.
You've said it. Yes.
Everyone loves to sit here and say, "No, he's the star. He's the one. He's the man. He's the dude." No, he isn't. No, the fuck he isn't. You know why I know that? Because not a single fucking number 1 superstar in the history of the fucking league would pull himself out of Game 7 after being up 3-1. And I don't care what any Boston fan wants to say about Jason Tatum, and they want to defend him, and they want to say this, that, and the other thing about him. You are never going to get the stink off of Jason Tatum for benching himself 45 minutes before Game 7 of the second round of the playoffs against your bitter rival.
It sucks.
Because keep in mind, Sean, remember, Jaylen Brown didn't know until 45 minutes before tip-off that Tatum wasn't playing.
No, that is true.
That was the single biggest bitch move I have ever seen in sports ever.
Do you think there was a bit of a rivalry there that was masked between the two of them?
Yeah, they were both competing for the top dog spot, but the problem was neither one of them were a top dog.
That's the other problem. I think they've both worn out their welcome together.
I'd said that since day one. Tatum was never if Tatum is your number 1 option, you're going to be one guy short.
Okay, so now the Celtics.
And if Brown is your number one option, you're one guy short. So now you have two guys that aren't a number one option. I mean, and I'm talking a true number one option.
Yes.
I'm talking, we've seen it. We know, and I know from watching the game what a number one guy, what a real number one guy looks like.
He's not Giannis. He's not Kobe. I'm talking about today's game.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't say Kobe. He's not Giannis.
Sure, Kobe's
But
a good.
I'm talking about today.
Well, Tatum compares himself to Kobe every day.
Yeah, I'm glad he's actually stopped doing that. He's not
better,
Giannis.
You better be because you're stuck with him now.
He's not Giannis. He's not Luka. He's not. Who's the other fucking? He's not
Curry.
I don't want him to be SGA because fucking SGA.
He's not Curry. He's not SGA. He's not Wemby. He's not. Bro, he's not even LeBron.
Well, Wemby's a little bit of his own creature.
Yeah, but Wemby's their number one option.
Jalen is you can put Jalen up there now. Brunson's really put himself up into that category.
The Brunson burner is lit. But here's the thing. I don't think the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks even sniff the finals next year. Like they might make the playoffs and get to maybe. I mean, I guess I have to define sniff.
No,
I think they're like a second round at elimination at best.
Oh, I think they're still Eastern Conference eligible team, conference finals team.
I don't. I think they caught lightning in a bottle. I really do.
They still have Cat. They still have Jalen. They still have the core. Of their team.
I know, but
And they were dominant most of the year together.
That team never really I never really looked at that team and was like, I loved what they did. I loved their brand of ball.
Is that a their problem? Is that an East problem?
You know what? I'll tell you right now, if Tatum and Brown were starting the season healthy together on the Celtics, I would still give the Celtics the nod as the team to beat in the East.
How do you feel about Vegas still thinking, even after that trade, that the Celtics are a better team than the 76ers?
That's lunacy.
I'm not joking. Look at it right now. Vegas has the Celtics over under 56 games, 76ers over under 48 games.
That's lunacy.
I'm not joking.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're lying.
I thought that was crazy too. And I was like, they think the Celtics are a 56 game winning team.
How? With Paul George?
They think
Paul George has played 36 games in the last 2 years?
For whatever reason, they think Peyton Pritchard, Vegas, they think Peyton Pritchard is going to explode. I like Peyton Pritchard as a bench. I'm gonna come off the bench guy. I do not see him as exploding superstar. No offense.
I'm not anti Peyton Pritchard,
but superstar.
But dude, come on, really?
Like
what are we talking about?
All your money's on this dude. Come on.
If that's where you're putting your money,
we're fucked.
Yeah, I got bad news for you. As a Celtics fan, I got really bad news for you. It is going to be a rough 2 to 3 years coming up.
But there has to be something else. You say DeMar DeRozan was cut today?
Yeah, but DeMar DeRozan hasn't been good for 4 years, 5 years.
See what else we have on the team, dude?
You can go get him. He's a name. He's a guy.
I'm fucking hurting for players right now.
I'm not saying that the Celtics are in rough shape right now. Now, going back to when they paid JB and Tatum these two extensions, which
yes,
I first guessed it. I'm pretty sure you first guessed it. We said this is a bad idea. You can't do this. We thought you had to trade one of them. Now, the time to trade Tatum, I felt like, was right after they won the finals. Even though he wasn't the MVP, I feel like you could have gotten a king's ransom for him, and you could have gotten basically anybody you wanted at that point. They could have got Luka. They could have got. Think about the guys they could have got at that point in 2024, the end of 2024, going into the 24-25 season.
Yep.
They could have had anybody available to them that they wanted. They could have and they chose to sign both of these guys to long-term deals, big money deals. They spent close to $1 billion on both of them. And Sean, you and I both said you can't do that because neither JB nor Tatum, like we said, was the number one, was the ace guy. You didn't have an ace. You had two really strong number twos. On any other team in the league, they would be a super strong two. We all know Drew Holiday was probably the biggest reason why the Celtics won that title in 24.
I loved it when they made that move. I remember texting you and being like, I love Drew Holiday.
And they cut it. Right. And I didn't love the move at the time. Again, it worked out because, Drew Holiday didn't really have to guard anybody that great going through that playoff stretch because everybody was hurt. But Neither here nor there. Not the Celtics' problem. Not their fault. They won the championship. Whatever. I'm not going to harp on that. Even though, Celtics fans will sit here and be like, oh, the Lakers won a Mickey Mouse title in the bubble. Although they couldn't they couldn't defeat a 2-3 zone in the bubble. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
You know what? If you get Brad in the room, right? Hypothetical, right? Like let's cut into this conversation really quick. If you got Brad in the room right now, no PR, no media, not us, just me and you and him, and he was just talking to us about basketball, I think he says, I don't think Tatum and Jalen could win together anymore.
I guarantee you they couldn't.
And I don't think it's a money
They
issue.
They didn't.
I don't think it's a money issue. I don't think it's a locker room issue. I think it was, I had to cut ties with one of them, and I think I had a better chance with Tatum than I did with Jalen.
Well, we saw what they did. What was it? 'Cause who did they ultimately lose to last year?
76ers.
Right. They lost to Philly, right?
The team we traded him to.
No. I know that was this year. They lost to Philly. They blew the 3-1 lead to Philly. Who did they lose to 2 years ago?
Oh, fuck. It was
I know. It was
the team that he shredded his ACL against. Was it the Hawks? Not the Hawks. Was it the Heat?
It was, I think, the Hawks. Was it? No, it wasn't Miami. God damn it. I should know this off the rip.
Wasn't it the Hawks then?
No, it was the Knicks.
Oh, damn. Okay.
The Knicks in 6. Right. It was the Knicks in 6. And then the Knicks lost to Indiana and that's when, because didn't, what's his name, get hurt in that one too?
I'm not sure.
Didn't Halliburton get hurt in that at some point? Maybe that was the one he got hurt. Anyway. Yeah, because then they ended up, they got by the Knicks. We were like, oh, come on. Like, you're not going to, and then the Thunder just rolled. And the Thunder rolled. Oh, actually, no, that went to 7, so it couldn't have been that. So Halliburton got hurt in Game 7, wasn't it? I forget. Anyway, it's all.
I can't remember.
It's all blurring together for me. My point is this, Sean. I think you're right because when you looked at what JB and Tatum had done, okay, they won the title in 24. Sort like, okay, cool. Let me put it this way. They beat the teams that were in front of them in 24. Were they the best team in the league? Maybe on paper. Had the teams that have not got, had guys like Donovan Mitchell not got hurt along that road, maybe we would have a different setting. And I feel like if anybody except the Mavs had gotten there, because the Mavs pulled some shit out of, they were pulling rabbits out of hats left and right.
Luka was on fire offensively that year.
Luka was dominant in those playoffs until they got to the finals. Then you get to the next year, they lose to Indiana. They lose to the Knicks. The Knicks in 6. That was embarrassing. Like they should have. That was a bad. They should not have lost that series. Then this year, you go up 3-1 on Philly. You get to Game 7. Tatum sits his ass down, and that's a wrap. Oh, that's right. Because Tatum. Remember, Tatum tore his Achilles in Game 6.
Yes.
Against the Knicks, right? That was the whole thing.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles, and then we got fucking smoked.
And then they got the break speed off of him. My point is this: he pulls himself out of Game 7 after being up 3-1. And the biggest bitch move that I've ever seen in sports in my entire life. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I watched, not live, but I watched the highlights. I was 3-4 years old, whatever it was, when I watched the original Isaiah Thomas play against the Lakers on a broken leg in the fucking finals and score 30. Like, I've watched Tim Kremreier play on a broken leg in a Super Bowl. I've watched Brett Favre play with every injury under the sun. Steve McNair, John Elway, Joe Montana. These guys, Ronnie Lott cut off his fucking finger in a game, for Christ's sakes. It was like, let me go play. So I don't want to sit here and hear like, it was just a little tight. And I really wasn't feeling it, I just really wasn't feeling it. Oh, but you were feeling it a couple of nights ago when you thought you were about to gentleman sweep the Sixers. And then you're like, Game 6, you know what? We missed out on the gentleman sweep. That's okay. We'll get him in Game 6. And then you don't get him in Game 6, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? My knee hurts, man. Sorry. I'm sorry. That is unforgivable. And you can never convince me otherwise. But we said it, Sean. You could not pay both of these guys. Neither one of them are A1 superstars. Neither one. I don't care what you Boston fans want to try to tell me about Tatum. This is pre or post fucking pulling himself in Game 7.
You couldn't have both of them leave, though,
but
just for nothing.
No, you couldn't have both of them leave. You had to keep one, but you couldn't. But you mean to tell me you get rid of one for Paul George?
That's a fucking huge mistake.
What the fuck? The only thing I can think of at this point is, and I'll defend Brad Stevens in this regard, is that ownership told him to get rid of one of them.
See, I don't think that either.
Get rid of them because I feel like because didn't these new owners? I'm pretty sure these new owners exhausted their bank accounts to buy the Celtics. Like they gave up every dollar that they had.
That's the rumor.
To buy them, and now they're just trying to cut overhead to try to get in the green for this year or not be in the red.
I don't
or
think,
less in the red.
I don't think that they would do that immediately, though.
Well, because the only reason I would see why they would is because I think their window of opportunity is small to get rid of that contract. And they might be looking at the Paul George contract like, okay, yeah, he's owed another $110 million over the next 2 years, but that's a shitload.
Then you're out.
But that's a shitload better than $300 million for this guy who's now beefing with our other guy, who we regard as the A1.
Who's up in that amount of time though? Like I'm wondering if like the long-term plan is like who gets to 2028 NBA free agency and like who's there.
But there's still so much to know.
That's way too far away.
It's way too far. It's like trying to plot draft picks. You know what I mean? Because it just doesn't make sense. But this trade has got to be the worst trade that I've ever seen in my life. And as a Lakers fan, I'm sitting here laughing my goddamn tits off because we're jettisoning LeBron. We jettisoned LeBron James. We kicked his ass out. Finally, ownership said, like, enough is enough, bro. Beat it. We've had enough of your shit. We're not going to win with you. You only gave us one title in 8 years, and Sean, you remember the day that LeBron signed with the Lakers. We did a show. I believe it was the day after LeBron signed with the Lakers. And I was cloud nine. Couldn't be stopped. I'm like, we're going to win. And I think I said it's a minimum of 2 titles that we need because it was a 4-year deal at the time. I said we need 2 titles to make it worth it. 3 will make it like, okay, this is the best deal ever.
Amazing, yeah.
We got 1 in 8 years. If you told me LeBron was going to be a Laker for 8 years and you said, how many titles are we going to get? I'd be like, well, 2 with the Lakers. And then you would have told me we got Anthony Davis on top of that. At that point, I've been like, yeah, 2 or 3 minimum. 3 minimum. And we get 1. To me, this is an abject failure. I mean, this is a very disappointing stint as a Laker fan to get LeBron for 8 years and only get 1 title, 1 finals appearance, and 1 title. Like, we didn't even get to the finals with a chance to win another one. So, I know injuries played a part in that, and that's all fine and well, but guess what? Everybody's got injuries. That 2021 season, the post-bubble season, the first season post-bubble,
yeah,
when they were toying with Phoenix.
Yep.
When they were, when Braun was, like, just toying with Crowder.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up blowing it and losing to Phoenix. They had a 2-1 lead, and they lost to Phoenix. If Braun and AD don't both get hurt in that series, like, I don't see any reason why they don't go back to back. Granted, a lot could have happened, but whatever.
While we were on the air, speaking of LeBron, Shams Charania just said 50 minutes ago, his latest report.
So wait, hold on. It was Cleveland, Miami, and what was the third team? Was it Golden State?
Nope, not anymore.
No. Houston?
Nope.
Cleveland, Miami, Knicks?
Nope. Close.
Nets?
Nope, close proximity.
Shit.
Northeast-ish.
To the Knicks?
No, not the Knicks. Northeast-ish. Been talking about him a lot tonight.
I know. Just tell me.
76ers.
Sixers, right. That's what it was. Thank you. Philly.
So, yeah, those are his final 3 teams.
So, if Braun goes to Philly, and pairs up with Embiid and JB.
Kind of an asshole, dude.
Total asshole.
Like,
Listen,
LeBron is hurting himself more than anything else. What?
Carly, no, we don't post on New Bedford Guide. We just do this live show once a week on Tuesdays. Sorry, I just saw your message in the chat now. That was 26 minutes ago you said that. But no, we don't post articles. We just simply do a live show on Tuesdays. We talk about sports. That's it. So unless you are a major sports figure, we do not post articles about you. So hope that all worked out for you well.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, Philly, I think, would be the best choice for him if he wants to win.
Definitely not the Heat.
The Heat would be a terrible choice. Like, why would you go play?
It's just Giannis and him.
Yeah, like you and Giannis pairing up would
And
be
you're
like
both hurt all the time.
it'd be like Carmelo, it'd be like Carmelo going to the Lakers late in his career, like just trying to grab one. I'm Carmelo.
Carmelo and Gary Payton. They're like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro?
Well, they almost won a title.
Yeah,
I mean, realistically,
almost, but
if they had played decent in that series, they should have beaten the Pistons. But
come on, with Cleveland again, why?
yeah, I don't know why you would go back to Cleveland. I mean, but they do have a solid little team out there.
I know, but he's just going back there just to be like
I'm home.
I'm home again.
And this is why I'm glad LeBron, to shift gears here, this is why I'm glad LeBron is off the Lakers. Because I think I said it 2 weeks ago when we did the show. I don't want any part of LeBron and his farewell tour with the Lakers. I don't.
That's what he wants. He wants a farewell
He wants
tour.
a farewell tour. He wants a send-off. He wants to go somewhere that's going to celebrate him for being, what he thinks is the greatest basketball player to ever set foot on the court. And I'm not going to sit here and say LeBron's not great or deny his talent or deny his numbers. We've talked about it on the show. It is getting harder and harder to sit here and say LeBron is not the GOAT. But when you really get down to the nitty-gritty of it, and at no point in my life has LeBron ever been the GOAT. And this last decade, I think, has just kind of further removed him from that conversation.
Yeah.
There are four guys on my Mount Rushmore: Michael, Kobe, Bird, Magic. That's it. Not one of those four is coming off. I don't care what happens between now and the next 50 years. You're not getting one of those four off my Mount Rushmore. Like maybe you could make an argument to get Kobe off of there. Maybe. But good luck.
Really?
The only reason I'll say that is because if you're going to have Michael on there, Kobe's like, it's a bit redundant to have Kobe there because they're kind of a carbon copy of each other. And Kobe's the slightly less successful version of Michael. And that's the only reason why you could take Kobe off. It's not because, Kobe's got 5, Magic's got 5, Jordan's got 6, Bird's got 3. Bird would be probably the biggest outlier of that group just based on championships. But Bird, I think, is still probably the best actual overall, all-around basketball player on that group.
Mm-hmm.
Magic, pretty close. Jordan, pretty close. Kobe, pretty close. But they're all at that point, you're splitting atoms. For me, I'm taking Larry Bird 7 days a week and twice on Sunday.
Just for the shit talking.
Every time. Did you see the Larry Bird interview?
Yeah.
Where he was talking about Magic Johnson?
Yeah. And he downplayed everything so much. He's like, no.
But you couldn't get away with that today.
No, at all.
For those that don't know what the interview I'm talking about is, it's Larry Bird talking about Magic Johnson trying to steal a ball, and he tries to steal it, he tries to swat it. Larry shakes Magic, and buries a 3 in his face. And the next time they come down the court, he does the same thing, but Magic takes a half-hearted swipe at it instead of the full swipe, thinking he's going to do the same move. Larry does something goes to the hole and jams it or did something, whatever. And on his way back, he looks at Magic and he goes, "Stop picking at it. It's not cotton." You can't say that shit in today's day. If you said that shit today, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Emmanuel Achos, the Ryan Clarks, the Jamil Hills would lose their ever-loving fucking minds. Would they lose? They would lose their cotton-picking minds. Yeah, can't say that anymore. That'll get you fucking fired off the air too. Remember was it the Cincinnati Reds guy that said that? Are you out of your cotton-picking mind?
Yeah,
and he got fired for it.
Oh yeah, gone.
Yeah, see you later. Like in an instant, gone. Like no questions asked. Oh, you've been here for 35 years. That's cute. Bye. But you can't say that shit anymore. But Larry Bird to me was not only the greatest basketball player to ever play the game, but he was also the greatest trash talker to ever play the game. And I know things are different now, but I don't know. Like everybody, I feel like is overly sensitive now.
Just now?
The last 20 years. Hence why you have guys pulling themselves out of game sevens.
Didn't Larry also say, "You're putting the white guy on me"?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. Was that
Oh
him?
yeah, that was the thing.
Because
They
sometimes I confuse that. Where I thought Magic said you're putting the white guy on me, talking about Larry.
I forget.
And then Larry returned it with, "You're putting that white guy on me." Like he had like the same comment back.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I think he went over to the bench and was like, "I can't believe you put a white boy on me."
Mm-hmm.
Like just talking shit. Like
Yeah.
and he in the midst of like dropping like 30 and a quarter. Like what I mean? Like he's airing it out. Like he didn't give a shit, dude. Because but that's what you did back then. That's how it was. Like it was better. Everything was better because, yeah, you were sensitive about stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But he wasn't disrespectfully derogatory. But he would stereotype like a motherfucker, and it was funny as shit because you knew it was coming. You knew because back then we could still somehow apply common sense and context to comments that we can't do now.
I had to look up I forgot about this one. This was during their Christmas Day game against the Seattle Supersonics.
1985.
Chuck Person, he said just before shooting a three, he told Chuck Person, "Merry fucking Christmas," and then shot a three in his face.
So I believe they ran it back against the Sonics on New Year's Eve, a week later, because that was part of their West Coast. So that was the 86 Celtics that swept the West. That was when they swept the West in their road trip. And that was the same, either that or it was the same game. It might have been Christmas Day or maybe New Year's Eve. I can't remember. That's the same one he told Xavier McDaniel, they're going to inbound the ball. I'm going to do this. I'm going to run here. I'm going to come up. I'm going to pull up here. They're going to throw me the ball. I'm going to pull up right here, and I'm going to hit the game-winning shot in your face with nothing left on the clock. And Xavier McDaniel's like, okay. And then Larry Bird did exactly what he was going to say. He got the ball. He pulled up. He hit the shot. But he left two seconds on the clock, and he went and he paid Xavier McDaniel whatever amount of money it was that they had bet, like during that he had told him he would bet him. Went into the locker room, and Xavier McDaniel was just like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, I fucked up. I left 2 seconds. Sorry." And Xavier McDaniel was like, "That lived rent free in my head for the rest of my career."
Fucking unbelievable.
But Larry Bird was an unbelievably good trash talker. Unbelievable.
I never even knew about this one. Larry Bird famously ran over to the Detroit Pistons bench and he said, "Yo, coach, who the fuck is guarding me?" It was Dennis Rodman. He said, "Is anyone else available? You better get this guy off me. I'm going to go for 60.
Yeah.
And that was young Dennis Rodman.
Dennis fucking Rodman, dude. But he would do that. He would do that every night. Like, Larry, we called him Larry Legend for a reason. He was every bit as legendary as his reputation perceives him. And, like, the young kids today don't know. But, like, you go watch some of these videos of Larry and, like, just his shit-talking ability put him in another stratosphere. Because he backed it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about a dude that was hitting shots over the backboard, just, like, clowning around, doing, like, backyard, like, fucking, Buttonwood Park type shit. Fucking around but in an NBA game. I mean, remember the game where he played lefty for 3 quarters against, I believe it was either Portland or Seattle? Played lefty and they were down. And then he switched to his right and scored like 20 in the fourth quarter. Like, who does that? Larry Bird. I mean, he was unbelievable. So, my point of this whole thing is to wrap this all up. I'm glad LeBron is gone from the Lakers. I appreciate the title. it's a little bit bittersweet because I feel like we should have had one or two more with LeBron being like this era of the Lakers basketball, this 8-year run with one title. It's not going to look – I'm not going to look back favorably on it. Let me put it that way.
Mm-mm.
I'm looking much more forward to what they're calling the Snow Time Lakers because we got 5 white guys. That could be our potential starting 5, which
Dude, Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith lost his absolute fucking tits over.
Are you out of your fucking mind? White people?
I hate to break it to you, Stephen A., but like if it wasn't for the NBA just giving it to Joel Embiid because they couldn't give it to a white guy 3 years in a row, Joker would have won it probably 4 or 5 times by now.
That's true.
White guys can play ball too, buddy. It's not exclusive. This is not it was a white man's game, then it became a black man's game for a long time. And now it's kind of now that the scales are kind of tipping a little bit, It's when you look at who are the top 5 players in the NBA right now? Like Joker and Luka are 2 of them.
For sure. Joker's getting up there though, sadly, in age.
I mean, yeah,
31?
I think the Nuggies run is probably over.
Oh, it's probably hit.
Yeah, it's over. I think Jamal Murray's probably gone.
He's 31 now.
Yeah, I think it's the Nugs run is as it was fun. It was cool. I did listen. I watched the Joker play and I'm like, Jokic is unbelievable, dude. He is his vision on the court is unreal, and the way he manipulates a ball and just can pass and see things that other people can't. It's Larry Bird-esque. I'll put it that way. And he's super fun to watch for that reason. Luke is great. He's an elite scorer. I think he's going to have a good run with the Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to get at least one championship with Luka as their guy.
Oh, they'll
hard
get good players around
hard
him.
to say more than one because I don't know who they're going to build around him. But they're going to have to draft well. But then again, I'm watching the Summer League Lakers games, and they look like the Lakers look. I know it's Summer League, but they look like they got some young talent that could surprise some people. So we'll see. 774-992-8702.
Number 10th ranked player, according to experts, Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg, another kid. I mean, dude.
He was a rookie.
He's a rookie. Well, he was Rookie of the Year, right?
I don't think so.
No, he didn't win Rookie of the Year?
I don't think Cooper Flagg won Rookie of the Year.
I could be mistaken. I didn't actually look. I don't care anymore because once they botched.
Nope, you're right. He won.
I was gonna say I thought he had to have.
He was 19. Shit, he's 19.
Once they botched the MVP awards with the whole Joker Embiid bullshit, and they cheapened the fuck out of it, and the NFL did the same thing with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Like, just they've completely ruined that award forever for me.
Wow. Hold on.
It used to mean something.
Cooper Flagg is one of 3 players in NBA history to average 21 points, over 6 rebounds, and over 4 assists a game as a rookie. The only 2 other players to do that were Luka and Victor Wembanyama.
I mean, I can see that.
Shit. I didn't think he played that well. God, 21 points a game as a rookie. Holy shit.
He was a little up and down at times because I remember like my dad would watch every.
He is 19.
My dad would tune into every Mavs game that he could.
Yeah.
Because my dad loves basketball. He hates the NBA now, but he loves basketball.
Yeah.
And like he keeps giving it like a second, third, fourth, fifth, 8th, 20,000th chance.
Dude, Cooper's a local kid.
And well,
He's a main kid, but he trained in just not like 25 minutes from here. He trained with fucking what's his name?
With Dana Barros.
Well, he trained with fucking the big red freak for the Celtics.
Oh, Scal.
Yeah, Scal. There we go.
Yeah, but didn't they do that at Dana Barros' place?
Maybe for a little bit, yeah.
Like just a little ways from here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Dana Barros, friend of the radio program, one of our former guests on here. But neither here nor there. But my dad would tune in every Mavs game that he could.
Yeah.
To watch this because he's like, because my dad loves that hype of a rookie coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad remembers it because my dad was like, younger than us. He was in his 20s, mid early 20s when Larry and Magic came in, and he was all about it. You know what I mean? Like he was like this, like it was like his Peyton and Brady era. You know what I mean? Like what we went through.
Of course.
And so he loves to tune in. Like he loves watching these young kids coming out when they're this talented. He'll watch every Nuggets game he can, every Mavs game he can. He watches the Celtics night in, night out. He never misses a Celtics game. But nonetheless, Flag, I guess, according to my dad, he was hit or miss. Like a lot of the games my dad would watch, he's like, I watched, but he didn't have a great game. And then like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, he'd be like, he had a great game last night. I caught it. It was awesome. And he would be all excited. But they were
19.
a lot, right. But I was like, Dad, I'm like, he's young. I'm like, he's a really young kid. And he's like, I know. I'm not, He's like, but I remember Larry. But I'm like, he didn't play 4 years of college. He didn't play like Magic and Larry did. Magic and Larry built that, rivalry up through college, and it was different. But he's like, he's old. So he's like, not old. He's like, he's an old head.
Yes.
And he's from that generation. And he's like, I don't know if he expects more from the rookies, but it's not fair in this day and age to really expect that much from rookies. But nonetheless, yeah, Flag is great, dude. He's awesome. I mean, I love the kid up in Detroit. The young cat they got in Detroit.
Who's the kid they have in Detroit?
Oh my God, dude. You're killing me right now.
I don't know his name.
Cade Cunningham.
I wouldn't have got his name.
Cade Cunningham, love watching. He's awesome. I like
I don't know a lot of the youth in basketball.
I like Rancho Canyonero. That's what I call him, from Orlando. Paulo Banchero.
Oh,
the Brazilian kid from this place.
Pablo?
Paulo, is it? I don't know.
Paulo.
Paulo.
You're mixing soccer with basketball now.
I very well could be.
I thought it was Pablo.
Orlando. It's
Yeah,
Pablo Banchero.
Oh, okay. You said Paulo.
Paulo?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I call him.
He was a Portuguese dude. I'm like, what?
I call him Canyo Ranchonero. From the
the number 1 overall pick this year in the NBA draft was from Brockton.
Yeah.
Dude, when did this area become like a hotbed for basketball players?
It didn't. Just one kid.
Just 2 years in a row.
Yeah. No, I call him Canyonero from remember the Simpsons?
No.
Canyonero.
Oh, the fucking truck. That's right.
It's 8 lanes wide and 400 feet.
Canyonero.
Yeah.
That's right. Holy shit. Good throwback.
Yeah. My Simpsons references are pretty up there. I do some pretty good ones every once in a while. I do sneak a couple in. Real quick, Sean, before we wrap up the show, because I do want to touch on the WNBA and racing a little bit. F1 was boring as shit again this weekend.
Anything big happened? Something happened with the fucking popular guy there.
Formula One?
Yeah.
Well, Max Verstappen wrecked.
Nah, didn't some news happen where he was some big guy was getting removed?
So we're coming up on silly season. So we have 2 races left. There's
what season?
Silly season.
What the fuck is that?
It's when all the rumors start flying around and shit just sounds silly.
Okay.
But then again, one of these rumors is going to be real. It's like the Office episode where Michael accidentally tells somebody that Pam's pregnant, and then so he starts spreading false rumors about everybody else in order to try to throw everybody off the scent of which one's real.
All right.
And then they all kind of just
I
figure it out.
thought this was a real thing for a second. Yeah.
No. Silly season. So
I was like Sicily or something.
So Formula One's got 2 races. We got, I think, Belgium and Amsterdam coming up. I forget. There's 2 more races. Nothing this weekend. But then the last 2 weekends of July, we have 2 more races. Then they're off for their month. That off month is when a lot of teams will start to maneuver for their drivers for next year.
Okay.
That's when you're going to start to see shit go down. I firmly believe that I don't think Mercedes is making a push for Max anymore. I think they're comfortable with George Russell and Kimi at this point. But we will see what happens because Red Bull has Isaac Hadjar, who's a young up-and-comer, Liam Lawson in the Racing Bulls, who's actually starting to turn out to be pretty fucking solid every week, the Kiwi, and then Max might be on his way out, but we will see. It's going to be fun, nonetheless. But, yeah, there's nothing really, nothing heating up too much yet. Like I said, we still got 3 weeks before they hit the break. In Formula, but Cup season is ramping up. We've got Atlanta Sunday night, 7:00 and Sunday night on, I believe, NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Best ticket in town. if you're going to watch any race for the rest of the year, there's 3 races that you should watch for the rest of the year. This Sunday, the final Sunday of the August 5th is the Daytona night race.
Okay.
Saturday, the 24th is the Saturday night race. Actually, no, it would be the 22nd if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong on that, but don't quote me. But the Daytona night race, the end of August, and then Talladega in the fall. Those are your 3 like must-watch flag-to-flag races that we have left, especially since I heard now there's 2 major rumblings in the NASCAR world with Daytona, regarding Daytona. One is that there's going to be some major aero changes to the cars prior to the Daytona race in August. Now, what that means for NASCAR fans that have been watching, and especially with this next-gen car, is what we're praying and hoping for, is that there will be more ability to pull out, pass, and have 3 lanes available instead of just 2. The way the cars are currently constructed, it makes two wide racing kind of like just like a two wide train, the dominant formation, if you will, to run.
Okay.
And they're hopefully going to make some changes to the aero package where we're going to have more actual, racing, position swapping, like guys being able to move up and down the ladder of cars, if you will.
So I was trying to follow along as you were saying that. It says NASCAR's looking at replacing a traditional qualifying with F1 style of.
That's something totally different.
Oh, okay.
That's what.
Because I was noticing like this, like they were trying to do like.
So the aero changes that they're potentially bringing to Daytona in a couple of weeks, or at end of next month, about 6-7 weeks.
Yep.
Are very tightly under wraps because they don't want the teams to know what they're going to be until kind of the last minute, because they want to see what's going to happen. Like, it's almost like a surprise, motherfucker.
Okay.
Kind of moment.
Okay.
So it will hopefully breathe some new life into these other teams that, don't have a big budget or as big a budget as the other teams to develop, and we'll see what happens. If that's the case, I'm fucking thrilled. The other major rumbling that I'm hearing, and my ear was to the ground on this one, and again, this is very unconfirmed sources, but there is a lot of talk about the city of Daytona and NASCAR being in agreement to bring the summer race back to 4th of July weekend to Daytona. So traditionally, what we have is the August night race now at Daytona.
Yeah.
That was traditionally the Pepsi 400, which was always on, or the Firecracker 400, which is always ran on 4th of July weekend.
Yep.
So you would always have Daytona in July on 4th of July weekend for years and years and years and years. It became the Firecracker 400, then it was the Pepsi 400, then it became the Coke Zero 400. And then sometime like 6, 7, 8 years ago, they moved it to the end of August because the city of Daytona didn't want the race on 4th of July weekend anymore. Because if you know anything about Daytona and that area, 4th of July is a major holiday down there.
Okay.
And there is tons of people. And it puts a lot of strain on the local, the what I'm trying to say, the support system, the infrastructure. Puts a lot of strain on you need a lot of cops for details, a lot of overtime, fire, EMT, all that kind of stuff, staffing, like, you know what I mean? Like, you need a lot of people to work that, and then you bring in the race, and then it's another 250,000 people on top of that.
Yeah.
You're like, this is kind of a lot. Well, the rumor has it is that Daytona and the city of Daytona and NASCAR are working towards a solution to bring the race back to 4th of July weekend, which will be, in my opinion, the best thing that we could do.
Okay.
Because that race is supposed to be 4th of July. We've tried everything else on 4th of July weekend, and nothing hits like Daytona on 4th of July weekend. Everybody knows, Ormond Beach, Flagler, St. Aug, that whole East Coast area is lit on the 4th of July.
That's pretty cool.
So if we can bring that back.
But what are the odds of that actually happening, though?
Well,
like,
if there's
realistically,
if there's rumblings that's being talked about, probably pretty good. It's probably already like a loose agreement.
Okay.
Now, when that will take place, we don't know. But the schedule hasn't been done for next year yet, so we don't know when, you know, when that race is going to be.
Right.
Because I think NASCAR finalizes its schedule sometime around the end of summer for the next year. Obviously, it starts in Daytona in February, but we'll get to that, you know, in a couple of weeks. But if they decide that they're going to move it back to the 4th because this year we did 4th of July. We had it at Chicagoland. We went back to Chicagoland, which is awesome. Great track, fun racing. But it just doesn't hit the same as Daytona.
Right.
Because Daytona is a marquee event. It is a crown jewel. Everybody wants to win Daytona.
Well, yeah, that's like the biggest. Even casuals like me who don't watch NASCAR know Daytona is a big race because of how much they've marketed to it over the years. Fuck, you'd go into arcades and you'd go race on the Daytona machine that you'd go fucking race there. Like everyone knows Daytona.
Daytona USA, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, great game. But so we'll see what happens with that. But that's my motorsports wrap for the moment. But yeah, if you're gonna watch a race, I'm telling you right now, Sunday night, 7:00. I believe it's on NBC. Atlanta has become quickly one of the best tickets on the circuit. I can't even tell you how fucking good it is. It's like Daytona and Talladega with almost like a short track mentality to it. Like there's beating, banging, there's slam drafting, but the track is narrow, but it's just as fast. Everybody's in a tight pack. It's fucking awesome. Let's see. Hold on. NASCAR Atlanta. I want to say it's NBC because I think there was. Oh no, it's on Fox. Okay, so it's on Fox. I want to make sure I get that right. So NASCAR's on Fox.
Okay.
On Sunday night, 7:00. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the best races you'll see all year. You throw that shit on Sunday night, yeah.
500 laps?
No. It's a 400-mile race at a 1.5, so 200-something laps, maybe.
So what's 500? Like, I thought the Daytona was 500.
So you have a bunch of races that are 500 miles, but this one's 400. I should know this right off the fucking. I'll tell you right now.
Dude, I don't fucking blame you. Don't worry about it.
Hang on, I'll tell you right now. I'm just gonna go to my iRacing thing here. 260 laps.
That's a lot of fucking laps.
I know because I'll be racing it on Sunday night.
I'm going to be racing it in 26 minutes.
No, 39 minutes I'll be racing in Atlanta.
Jesus
But only a
Christ.
50 lapper. We'd only do 50 lappers, on these short ones. But nonetheless, that's my motorsports minute. But yeah, if you're going to watch a race at all, like this summer, I highly encourage you to just, even if it's just background music, as you're hanging out with your kids, doing whatever, it's going to be a beautiful day. Throw on Fox at 7:00. It's a great sporting event. Sunday night baseball ain't going to hold a candle to it. And there's not a goddamn soccer game that you could put up against it. It is going to be an absolute blast to watch. Last thing I want to touch on, Sean, before we get out of here for our summer break. The Caitlin Clark saga. Obviously, the Sophie Cunningham point meme
N-word.
has become
Crazy racist.
and hilarious, like insanely popular.
I didn't know it became racist until like in the last 48 hours that it was racist.
Oh, well, of course it became racist because they couldn't, they had no answer. No one had any answer for it. And a white girl did it. And we all know where this stems from, right? Like, Caitlin Clark she's the new face of the WNBA.
Faces of racism, actually.
And Sophie Cunningham is her Robin, if like Robin was the juggernaut. Because obviously Robin was kind of a bitch.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
And Sophie's just like, she just comes in and just like throws bows whenever somebody tries to fuck with Caitlin. And she's just like, oh, I'm the juggernaut, bitch, and I'm ready to fuck. And I'm going to point in your face some ketchup, motherfucker. The Sophie Cunningham, first of all, the Sophie Cunningham point meme is gone. I mean, it's gone ballistic, dude. It's one of the funniest fucking memes I've ever seen in my life. It's very rare someone in sports can say 0 words and make that type of impact. That is an elite level of like trash talking, trolling, whatever.
She is the ultimate guardian defender. Like, she is a good women's basketball player when she was drafted for that team.
She was, she's good.
And then she just became, she goes, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking be like if you've ever listened to the show long enough, the Kendrick Perkins in my scenario of being like, you know what, Caitlin's getting beat up. I'm just gonna go fuck these people up. We'll just do it.
Yeah, and she does it, and she does it well. And you and I both know, Sean, where this stems from, because we both know exactly because unfortunately, what has happened in sports media these days is that everything has become rage bait. Everything has become rage clickbait. Anyone who wants any type of traction on social media or whatever, they just say the most off-the-cuff shit, and they attempt to get people to respond to it
as fast as possible to get engagement.
To get engagement, and then it gets shared, and look at this fucking asshole, and look at the dumb shit they say. So, obviously, right, we know that the Jamil Hills, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Dan Lebitards, the Bomani Joneses of the world, they have been rage baiting people using race now for, I would say, the better part of the last decade.
10 to 15 years easily.
I mean, it was more subtle 10 years ago, because when I remember watching Bomani Jones and Dan Lebitard back in 2015, 2016, when they first had Highly Questionable, and they weren't nearly as racially politically driven. But then all of a sudden, but we know what happened in 2016, and then everything became about race.
Massive.
Because we went from having a black president for 8 years to having Donald Trump for 4 years, to having Donald Trump for no years, to having Donald Trump for 4 more years.
Mm-hmm.
We all know what the real reason is. We know it's not. We know that the demand for racism in this country severely outlimits the supply. So they have to manufacture it every chance they get on these shows. And they make everything about race. Everything is about race. If Lamar Jackson loses to Josh Allen in the MVP race, even though Josh Allen has a better season, it's not because Josh Allen was the better quarterback. It's because racist. If Joker wins the MVP over Joel Embiid, even though Joel Embiid only played fucking 60 games or 58 games, whatever it was, it's not because Joel Embiid didn't play enough. It's because racism. And it's we've gone through the Jussie Smollett shit, the hate hoaxes. We've done it all, right? We not to go political with it, but we've heard, we've sat here, we lived through the very fine people bullshit, which we all know wasn't real. It was just a media manufactured talking point that people ran with because they were either too stupid or too lazy to find the truth. And that's fine. We refuse to do that on this show. We refuse to rage bait you and say off-the-cuff shit just to get you to tune in and listen, or to hate us, to listen to us. We don't do that. We give you our opinions on stuff. If you hate it, great. If you like it, great.
One person might hate
you. Want to debate us on it? Awesome. We'll debate you, but at least you can know that when we're debating you, it's coming from a place of sincerity. Mm-hmm. We're not being disingenuous. Sean isn't. I'm not telling Sean before the show, hey, we're gonna decide. We're gonna list 2 players, Steph Curry or Bronny James.
Oh,
who do you want taking the last shot in a game of your choice? We don't do that shit. We've never done that on this show. We'll never do it on this show, and I refuse to go down that hot take. Bullshit.
It's stupid. I think people see through it now for the most part. A lot of smart people see through it.
They see through it, but again, it's not about the people that see through it. It's about the traction that it gets you on social media. And so when we had the Sophie Cunningham thing with the Caitlin Clark issue, because the Caitlin Clark thing was right, that girl, they basically punched Caitlin Clark in the head while she was on the ground. No foul was called. There was a skirmish, whatever. Sophie Cunningham did the point thing, and it was great. And then you have somebody like Emmanuel Acho, who has got to be I mean, this is going to be runner. This is going to be the favorite in the running for worst take of the year.
Ever.
Maybe maybe in 2 years. You guys tell me what you think, because this is so fucking bad and it's embarrassing. And again, I don't know how anybody pays attention to these people and listens to them or even takes them seriously, but they do. So here.
The W at this junction in time
can you
would
hear
be
that?
better without Caitlin Clark, because she is a bigger distraction than she is an additive. Caitlin Clark has gotten the WNBA over the necessary threshold they needed. Now people are watching. Now we realize, oh, there's talent in the W. Talent that's actually even greater than Caitlin Clark. And I'm not just talking about bigs like Asia. I'm talking about the Olivia Miles. I'm talking about the Paige Beckers. I'm talking about the Kelsey Mitchells. Caitlin got the necessary eyes there. But now that the eyes are there, we don't necessarily need her anymore. Caitlin did what only Caitlin could do, and we don't necessarily need her to do anymore. Thank you, Caitlin. We can take it from here. Now you're saying that the WNBA needs to be cognizant of where they put Caitlin Clark on posters. The WNBA and the officials need to alter the rules for Caitlin Clark. The WNBA and opposing players need to treat Caitlin Clark more gently. Caitlin Clark's coach needs to be cognizant of how she talks to her in public, because it's going to look like there's an issue. Unless we can take off our gloves for Caitlin Clark and stop trying to act like she's a messiah, the WNBA could and would be better off without Caitlin Clark, at least without this version of everybody coddling and caressing and catering to Caitlin Clark.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
So I don't like a single thing that man has to say 99.9% of the time. He just comes across as disingenuous as well.
It's what, and that's my thing, Sean. And I don't even like playing this clip. And I wrestled with not playing it, but I figured if we didn't play it, nobody would know what we were talking about, because he said this on a podcast called The Speakeasy, which I believe is hosted by a bunch of former athlete.
LeBron James.
It's hosted by. Oh, no, it's hosted by, Shady McCoy. That's what it is. So it's LaShawn McCoy and Emmanuel Acho, obviously former teammates. That's their podcast. So Emmanuel Acho is a host on it. And again, I understand. And you and I have been in this, we've been doing this now for, almost 13 years together. This show. We've toyed with the idea of okay, you argue for this, you argue with that, and then we all just came to the same conclusion,
it just sucks.
no, this is stupid. Because everybody knows if you know what you're talking about, and I like to believe that our audience is smarter than the average bear. Okay, I like to believe that the people that listen to Row One Seat One listen to it because they might not think that we're the smartest guys in the room, but they at least can say hey, listen, these guys know what they're talking about, and I feel like I'm on their level,
Right.
and I can have a mutual conversation with them, or I can learn something from them. But
There's
I also
discussion here.
yeah, that it's open for discussion.
Correct.
We don't sit here and pretend like we're better than you. I mean, am I better than you? Probably,
Jesus.
but no, not him. But
No, I'm saying, yeah. Okay.
but probably, but also I'm also willing to open up my phone line and have you call in and debate me or talk to me and have a conversation with us. And I'm not going to necessarily just shoot you down and call you an asshole, whatever, and hang up on you like most of the major shows do. No, I'll let you call and say your piece. You want to call in and talk your shit? Call and talk your shit. I don't care. I'm all for it. It's what drives the show. But
Absolutely.
we've toyed with that idea of going down that kind of and doing that style of a show, and we all, whether it was you, me, and Paul, you, me, and Darkness, you, me, and Hilchi, we all with you and I being the two constants, and the three other people that have sat in that chair in the last 12 years, we have all come to the same conclusion. No, that is a shitty, cheap, loser's way out of doing it.
Yeah, and plus you need so many other people to kind of constantly almost script up ideas for you, because you run out of ideas so fast because they're constantly manufactured fake bullshit ideas.
Right. And you and I don't have time to sit around and think about, like, all
No.
day while we're at our day jobs, like, what dumb shit could we come up with today? What would be the dumbest thing that we could argue about today? Like, what, like.
Andre Iguodala is the funniest thing because that's like one of the most picked on ones.
Well, because
Max Kellerman famously came out after he got let go of ESPN and how he said, they said, you have to go with Andre Iguodala to take the last shot. And he goes, I have to go with Andre Iguodala for the last shot to save my life. And he goes, why would anybody ever take Andre Iguodala? No disrespect to him.
Right, and this is coming right off the heels of him getting blocked by LeBron in the finals. You know what I mean? In one of the greatest defensive plays of all time. Like, no. We're not. Like, it's so ridiculous. But this Emmanuel Acho thing, and this is why, like, this Speakeasy podcast, again, you can tell it's just AstroTurf manufactured bullshit.
Big time.
It's not real talk. When I listen to a podcast with Shady McCoy and Emmanuel Acho, you know what I want to hear? I want to hear stories about your days from what it was like playing in Philly together. I want to hear stories about, when you went up against Tom Brady, in a regular season game in week 7 of fucking, whatever season.
Correct.
I want to hear about, what your beef was like with the Dallas Cowboys. I want to hear stories. I don't want to hear. Honestly, I don't care about Emmanuel Acho's opinion on the WNBA
at all.
You know why? Because again, for the same reason why I don't fucking take my car to my chiropractor to get an oil change, I'm not going to Emmanuel Acho to break down the NBA, the WNBA.
Correct.
It's not his lane. Your lane is the NFL and pro football. Why would I listen to you talk about anything else? Now, I'm not saying you're not incapable of having an opinion or knowledge about other sports, but my point is your knowledge as a podcast host is this. Like, that's what I would be tuning in for you. If I want to hear manufactured hot take bullshit, I'll tune into fucking ESPN or FSN, and I'll listen to Skip Bayless and Stephen A. and these guys that have been doing it a lot longer than you.
I want to know. Let's just take him for his word at it, right? Let's just say he does know what he's talking about, and that the WNBA is like, you know what? Oh, Acho's got some good theories here. We do think that Caitlin Clark was the piece to get the eyes on us, and now we actually don't need her. We actually want her to go away because now it's more of a distraction. She's more Tim Tebowing it than doing anything else for us. She's causing us more of a distraction.
Which, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
But she's giving us Tim Tebow vibes and anything else.
The fact that people thought Tim Tebow was a distraction because he took a knee after he scored a touchdown is absolutely insane to me still to this day.
It
One of the
was
greatest human beings on the face of the earth.
But that's what they meant. They meant that was a negative because he brought so much positivity that it was a distraction to the team.
It took away from everybody else.
Correct. So let's just say the WNBA says, you know what? Hey, Caitlin, thanks, but no thanks. We're going to terminate your contract. I don't think that can happen. We're going to terminate your contract.
Yeah, we want you to go away.
Good luck in the rest of your life and career. What happens if the WNBA then says, all right, the ratings stood the next season the same, and the next year the ratings went down, then they went down again, then they went down again. We've already seen what the WNBA is before Caitlin Clark. Bad.
Awful. Hemorrhaging money.
She's the only one that's actually drove the ratings. If they take her away and the ratings start to tank and dive and go away, is he going to blame racism again? That's my point.
Like, does my boy think that, like, I'm going to tune in to watch the Phoenix Mercury versus the LA fucking whatever because Paige Buchers is playing? No disrespect to Paige. Great basketball player. And I'm sure she's fucking phenomenal and she's doing great in the WNBA. First of all, let me put it to you this way. I'm not tuning in to an Indiana Fever game to watch Caitlin Clark. I like real basketball, okay? Even though I have my beef with the NBA and everything else, and I have my bullshit with that, I'm still not tuning into a WNBA game to watch Caitlin Clark.
Mm-mm.
If I happen to come across it and it's on, and I have literally nothing else to do,
And going on in my life.
then yeah, I'll watch it. But the problem with watching a Caitlin Clark game is that Caitlin Clark and maybe 2 to 3 other people on the floor are on her level.
Maybe, no, I don't think even that many.
And I'm being generous.
Yes.
So for me to watch a WNBA game, it's like, why do I want to watch Caitlin Clark go out there, pass the ball off to some girl who couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, who would get dominated at Burgos, in a 3-on-3 league or whatever? Like, no, like I'm sure, I guarantee you, I got boys that are playing in an over 40 men's league that could go and be superstars in the WNBA right now.
Joanna, man.
And that's not any like, that's fine. Like, do your thing. I'm cool. It's cool. I'm glad. But I'm still not watching the WNBA. I think Caitlin Clark is awesome. I think it's great that she's doing as great as she is. I'm still not going to watch.
Right.
They're still not getting any of my money.
Correct.
I'm not going to their game. Now, the Sophie Cunningham meme it's hilarious, and this is exactly why Acho's point is completely fucking retarded. Because the WNBA would be better off without Caitlin Clark. My brother, the only reason why we're talking about Sophie Cunningham and the girl who punched Caitlin Clark in the head is because of Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
If that's not Caitlin Clark getting punched in the head and Sophie Cunningham does that point, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No one knows it even happened. No one cares because that situation probably doesn't boil over to the point that it did anyway.
It's the bear shits in the wood question.
Yeah. No one gives a shit, dude. I'm sorry. But to say that the WNBA is better off without Caitlin Clark is one of the most asinine takes I've ever heard in my life.
No, it's absolutely retarded. Because then you can use that for any aspect. Like, didn't Acho come from a sport where he claims that the NFL rigs games to have their best players on TV because it's more marketable for them?
Mm-hmm.
He said that many times. So he is now saying, hey, guess what? Now in the WNBA, it's actually reversed for these women.
Yeah, it's actually worse.
Yeah, so if you have the best players on TV, it actually hurts us. You've already given us the eyes. We don't want to see them women anymore. We want to see new women.
Yeah, we want to see these other women that aren't as good as you. And I love how he names like all these players. And we're like, dog, like, don't bullshit me, bro. Like, I know you just read off a fucking roster of the top 10 players in the NBA right now, and you just omitted Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark. Like, yeah. I know you're not watching. You know how I know you're not
Gillis,
watching?
And what's blah, 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 blah. I'm just kidding. That's my friend's wife. I knew nobody would know that was a WNBA player.
Exactly. Like, that was one of the greatest points ever. And you know how I know Emmanuel Acho isn't watching the WNBA? Because the ratings still fucking suck.
Yes.
If you and all your boys and all these people and all these pundits that are out here sitting there pumping up the WNBA were actually watching it, the numbers would be better. The league would be hemorrhaging money. Like, no one gives a shit, dude. And I'm sorry that's the case, but you know who gives the least amount of shit about the WNBA before anybody gets mad at me? Sean, guess what demographic watches the WNBA the least?
White women.
Women. So all these feminists out there that sitting here and fucking tell you like, oh, anything you can do, we can do better. They don't even watch women's sports. So they're all they're either hypocrites or full of shit. Take your pick. Because ain't nobody watching that shit, dude. No one cares.
The best thing is they say, well, we don't want to watch sports. That's not what we're interested in.
Yeah.
The men should be watching this. It's like, what?
Well, my man should be watching women's basketball because he's got a daughter. And it's like, cool. I don't want my daughter to go. Like, and the problem with Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham is because they're both straight white women playing in the WNBA. And it's like, what do you mean you're not a black bull dyke? Jeez. How dare you? Like, how dare you have success in this? This is our league, goddammit. And it's like, dude, get over it, bro. Like, stop fucking boxing everybody into fucking categories and putting people in fucking columns and rows and making sure everybody checks a box. It's like, dude, just fuck off and let the sport exist as it does. If the WNBA was, like, if they were technically sound and they played like it was 1984, I might be more inclined to watch it than the NBA. You know what women's sport I would watch more than I do the men's? Soccer. I feel like even though the women's soccer team, the way they've acted over the last decade was reprehensible, and Megan Rapinoe and all these broads can literally fucking fuck right off. I don't give a shit. But every other country in the world besides the U.S. women's team, they play fucking hard, dude. They fucking play breakneck fucking soccer. They get busted up in the fucking face. They're pouring blood, and they bounce right up, and they're like, don't let them see you hurt. Just bounce up. Nope. Not selling any calls. We're not flopping. No fucking trainers coming out and wrapping your head like a fucking Hindu because you got fucking grazed in the ear, by an elbow. And now we're going to, flop around. And then as soon as the call doesn't go your way, you get up and suddenly you're fine. You're arguing with the ref. The women don't do that. The women in soccer are tougher than the men, with the exception of the Japs. Respect. But
Yakuza.
My whole thing is that this take by Emmanuel Acho to say that Caitlin Clark, the one reason why we are talking about the WNBA right now.
It's all her.
And you're sitting here saying the league would be better off without her because she's a distraction? Why? Because she's a straight white woman? I mean, just say it. Just come out and say it. Like, we all know why you're saying what you're saying. Just come out and say it. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah, it was.
Stop hot taking it, dude. Just stop being a bitch. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
I just don't think. I think he just has to take the contrarian opinion on everything, no matter what it is.
But the thing is, he like acts like he sits there and like pontificates like he's some intellectual, and it's like, bro, we get it. Like, you've got a nice haircut and glasses. Like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe, like, some of the smartest people I know don't have degrees, and some of the dumbest people I know have PhDs. So
I can't believe
piss off.
Joy Taylor slept with that dude and like ruined her career.
What do you mean, Joy Taylor? Who didn't Joy Taylor sleep with? Why do you think she got her job?
Oh, that's fair.
Literally, Joy Taylor is literally one of the few like shining examples of like fuck your way to the top.
Mm.
All right, Diana Rossini, kind of another one. Fuck your way to the information you need. Just ask my Vrabel.
Oops.
Which I'm surprised we haven't heard more about that, but I'm sure it's coming.
It's weird that him and his wife are just going to Taylor Swift's wedding, and then Diana Rossini was just like on a cruise with her 3 kids and her husband, and like.
They're all acting like everything's status quo. Because you know what? Maybe in their life, maybe in their worlds, this is status quo.
Did they know about it? And they were like, yeah, we just rehashed a news from like 5 years ago.
Maybe. Could be that.
Everyone's saying that now.
Or what if, like, Vrabel and his wife kind of had one of those fancy open relationships, like in France?
I don't think it's one of those.
I don't either. No, because he talked way too much about being married to his wife for 27 years and being proud of it. But I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago they hit a snag and like, people develop kinks and shit like that. It's weird,
Maybe.
I mean, dude, we both know friends that swing and do that. Like, we all have people that maybe not all of us, but a lot of us at least know somebody or a couple people that do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's not abnormal is what I'm saying.
No, it's not abnormal.
It's not completely out of the ballpark for like people to have kind of like, open relationships. I'm not saying that. I don't know how healthy they are, whatever. Like, if you got kids,
I'll say it's probably not the best thing to do. What the fuck do I know?
I don't know anything about it because I don't have one of those, and I'm not interested. So
I don't have one either.
Don't come knocking on my door.
I also don't have the fucking time in my life to do that.
Seriously, imagine like dating somebody besides your wife at this point. You're like, what?
You know what really?
I don't have kids, and I don't have enough time.
You know what really aggravates me is that sometimes I don't care if this is fucking personal or not. Sometimes my wife will get like super like emotional about something, and she'll just be like, "How do I know you're not cheating on me?" And I'll just be like cold blooded with my answer, and I'm like, when the fuck would I ever have time to even like entertain that?
It's like
I'm like even if I wanted to, right? If I wanted to cheat on you, when do I have the time to even make this other woman happy?
It's like
I have no time.
It's like when they come to you and it's like they ask you like one of the like they're in the middle of their period and they ask you like, would you still love me if I was an earthworm?
No.
And you're like, no, I wouldn't. I would let a bird eat you in a heartbeat. And they get all offended about it, and you're like, what kind of stupid fucking question is that? And they're like, you're supposed to tell me I'm pretty and you love me. And you're like, no, I'm not pandering to you, you fucking cunt. Get out of here.
It just.
But then again, I've been with my wife for almost 21 years now. You've been with yours
16 years.
for
Well,
16.
married a decade now.
Same. So yeah, Law and I will be 11 years next month. Together 21.
Crazy.
So like I have no, like, you know, it's like when she wakes up and she's mad at you and it's like, what? And you're like, you cheated on me. I'm like, when? I fell asleep in my computer chair last night fucking in the middle of a race and crashed. Like, when the hell did I have time to cheat on you? No, in my dream. Oh, here we go. Like, oh, you're coming up on your period, aren't you? You're in your luteal phase? Is that what it is? This is the week leading up to the period where you're about to rage out on everybody?
I wish.
I bust my wife's balls so hard about that now.
Same. I don't think I call it the luteal phase.
Well, that's, I think, what it is.
Whatever the fuck it's called. I wish.
I think that's the scientific name for
This
it.
is gonna come back to bite me in the ass at some point. Don't clip this. I wish men had like a week of like having like that kind of phase, of which is like a fucking like moon werewolf phase of just like pure.
The luteal
asshole.
phase is the menstrual cycle. It's occurring after ovulation but before menstruation.
Jesus Christ.
So it's when they're like hypersensitive.
Well, guess what? You're dealing with like the end of it. I have one.
Thank God my wife will never listen to this show long enough to get to the 2 hour and 30 minutes.
I have an up and coming rookie.
Yeah.
So I am dreading that.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun with that.
She's gonna be like playing basketball. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, wait till your son starts to develop, a little bit too, and he gets all angsty,
What, you mean like this, like any day of the week?
just angry at the world.
Dude, he fucking had like a nervous breakdown last night because I couldn't answer a question that I couldn't figure out what he was asking me. And he's like, what happened with that thing? And I'm like, what thing? He's like, when those two people fought that time, what happened? And I'm like, what two people? The people! And I'm like, boxing, wrestling,
Like, I'm gonna need more context.
I was
here,
like,
kid.
I was like UFC.
I see people fight all the time. I'm gonna need more context.
That's all. This is all I said. He grabs a pillow, puts his face into it, goes, "Arrgh!" And I'm like, I don't need this. That's all I said. I said, it's 10:30 p.m. You should be long
I
asleep.
was like, wait, hold up, 10:30. Why the fuck are you even out of bed? Go to bed.
He was wired from like watching wrestling, and I was like, and he was cool the whole time. And as soon as it ended, he had a question for me that he couldn't figure out. He got lost in the sauce thinking about this question, forgot the names, the sport, everything. And then randomly, like 8 minutes later, he was like, hey, I figured it out myself. Like, I'm good. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
all right.
glad to know that. You're grounded, by the way.
No, I told him, I was like, I get an apology for that, right? He was like, yeah, I was wrong. I'm sorry. And I was like, all right, cool. We're good. And I left.
All right. I mean,
He did. And I was like, all right, we're good. See you later.
you know what? He's better than me at that age because I didn't apologize for shit when I was that age.
Correct.
I'd be like, no. I would double down. They'd be like, fine, you going to bed without dinner. I'd be like, that's fine. I'll go to bed without dinner for the rest of the week.
Oh,
Because I know you're going to have to feed me because I know how laws work.
I was putting stuff in the attic, and our attic is like weird. It's like I can go up there and stand. I just don't want to just obviously hit my head because I'll get stabbed with a fucking nails and
Hey,
shit
you have
like
a
that.
raised ranch. I know an attic. I lived in one for my whole life.
Yeah, so it's plenty of space up there. And I was just putting like totes my wife's like clothes that she can't wear for the season or whatever up there, and then like Cora loves to try to like run over there and run up there, and I was like, you can't go up there. There's a little goblin that gets you. Like, if you
Oh,
go,
Jesus.
But like it backfired on me tremendously because then she was like, I don't know how she turned Goblin into an owl. She's like, hey, there's an owl that lives in our attic, and then she's going around telling everybody, hey, there's an owl that lives in our house and he's upstairs. Do you want to come see it? And like telling my wife and telling like other people, and I'm like, there's no owl. I tried scaring her away from the goddamn attic, and now she's like, it's an attraction. She's selling tickets to.
You know what you should do is like leave the ladder down one night, like accidentally, and then put one of those owls that they use to like scare birds away.
It has no effect on her. She loves
Like
it.
right at the top.
She was fine.
But like put like some glowing like red eyes in it
She
to make
laughs.
it look evil.
Laughs. I found like a scary like haunted like Halloween thing. I left it out for her. And
She is a bit of a psychopath.
and I had it tripped, and she goes ha ha, and I'm like, you're a serial killer. That's
Love that kid. She is
second child psychopath.
I love her. She's awesome.
But Can't stand fireworks. Like she had like severe like Forrest Gump PTSD fireworks going off.
How can you have PTSD of fireworks? You're only she's what, 4?
I don't know. Couldn't do it.
Like you haven't had anything to traumatize you yet.
No idea.
You're supposed to love fireworks. Well, you know what? I blame you for not shooting off enough of your own fireworks at a young age in front of them to show them that this is awesome and this is how you celebrate.
It was baby.
So
2.
What you need to do is next year holler at your boy and I'll get you some fireworks, or we just come over here and we shoot off fireworks.
I'm going to New Hampshire in like a week and a half. I'll do it then.
Yeah, so just bring some fireworks home, and
I plan on it.
shoot them off in your backyard. Be like, see, nothing to be afraid of. They're
Nope,
fun.
right in the cul-de-sac. It's open game now. I found out.
Oh, even better.
Yep. My neighbor just blew up half the land in front of my house, and he was like, "Hello." And I was like, "All right, the cops are cool with this. I got it."
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the 4th of July. They can't arrest everybody.
They made no attempts.
None. It's 4th of July, dude. I mean, fireworks should be legal across all 50 states anyway.
Dude, I laughed so hard. This is not funny. And if this is you, I'm sorry, whatever. The Dartmouth Helping Dartmouth page.
Oh, God.
And someone was just like, "Thank you so much for scaring my dog." And it was like of all the times to write this, July 4th is probably the wrong one to write it. But I did spit laugh when someone was like, "My horse Cheddar was terrified." And I was like, to the name. I was like, that got me.
Cheddar. I mean, listen, I'm not for scaring your animals, but also, like, there are ways to comfort your animals on the 4th of July. Figure it the fuck out. I got a dog and a cat. I've had dogs and cats my whole lives. You know what? Every 4th of July, they have a little shit fit, and they freak out, and then guess what? The next day, they're fine.
Yeah, they don't remember.
They're fine. I mean, we launched fireworks in my backyard a couple of years ago, and my dog was just like, and I'm going to the basement to my safe space. And you know what she did down there? Nothing. She was just chilled. She was like, I'm good. I'm safe down here. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Figure it the fuck out. It's 4th of July. People are going to fucking light fireworks. Like, I'm sorry, but those are the people that, like, they watch, like, the fireworks show in D.C. And, like, what kind of asshole do you have to be to try to convince yourself, because Trump shot 850,000 fireworks off in Washington, D.C., and all these, like, the Atlantic and the New Yorker and, like, these different fucking bullshit liberal rags, like, came out with, like, the air pollution in D.C. is the worst it's been in 30 years. And then you go in the comments, people are like, I watched a drone show last night, and it was way better. Like, imagine having Trump derangement syndrome to the point where you're trying to convince yourself and everybody else that a drone show is better than fireworks.
Dude, remember they had a drone show around here, and people in the background were like, "If you ever do this again, we'll blow up this city."
It was the gayest shit I have ever seen. And I watched soccer this week.
I forgot the threats. I think even New Bedford Guide had like the post they put up of like, "Oh, what did everybody think of the drone show?" I remember seeing the comments. People were like, "I will blow this city up." Like everyone turned into like the Joker from Batman. Like,
gay,
I will destroy
lame,
this city.
Gay, lame, gay. Yeah, no, it's all the same. But anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We're going to take a couple of weeks off. Unless something crazy, ridiculous happens, we'll have an emergency show. But until then, we will see you at the start of training camp, end of July. We'll be touch and go through the month of July, but we'll be give us a follow on Row 1 Seat 1 on our Facebook page, and you'll get all the updates there for when we will be going back live. But we will be back in time for training camp, for preseason, for the Patriots, the Broncos, and the 2026 NFL season. That is our next big one, our next big wave. But we are going to take the summer, the rest of pretty much half the summer off, because we do every year as is tradition. And we're going to take a couple of Tuesdays off, enjoy our time with our families, enjoy the weather, and we hope you all do the same. And we will see you back here in a couple of weeks on Row 1 Seat 1 right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. For Mr. Betancourt, I am Joey Fats. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all at the end of July. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Eat